flail. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake. I bet he obviously shouldn't have done that because, yeah, if I get killed here is a direct consequence of my own actions. I have to say that. Okay. Door stalling was a risky maneuver, but it got the job done. I can kill these guys one by one. If I have to fight more than one at the same time, we are in some serious trouble. I played that as if I had what is this thing called? As if I was using Scorch when it very clearly isn't the same as a Scorch. I'm gonna have to use these heal wounds. Okay, let's go for it again. It fails to do significant damage. It has 16 HP? Wow, I already cast it twice. It missed the second time. Did it miss the first time too? No, it didn't. There's no way it did. Um, it missed the first time as well. Wow, like it missing and still making you unable to move is super rough. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, and now I'm dead because of it. I don't think I can survive this. Yep. All right. I didn't like that. Yeah, like that thing by the end, like the double miss, is just messed up. It really has issues with accuracy, that spell. Let's see if the updated version is already in. Probably not. Probably not. But let's see if the updated version is already in. So Ogre Reaver one more time. Um, you know what? Considering that it will make me unable to move, perhaps a spear is the way to go, so I can get in a little bit of extra attacks. It also is cheaper than maces. I went maces because it's very likely that you will get an upgrade for your mace very early. But no, I think the way to go is definitely spears. At the very least, I'm gonna try that, and also fire magic and earth magic, or unless I. Oh yeah, now I have momentum strike. You see, so it was the last game with the previous spell. This one is only two schools. It's conjuration translocation. I kind of was starting to warm up to the idea of it being a natural progression. The volcanic whatever thing, volcanic strike. I don't know what it's called. Um, that into stone arrows seemed good, but this is only two schools, so I'm okay with this. Let's see. Spell can only be cast by those who can at least try to move. Yeah, energy borrowed by the cast from the caster's own movement. That's the reflavoring that tells you, hey, you cannot cast these unless you can actually move. Translocations. There we go. You're gonna need 5 of these and 5 of these, and probably around 7 ice magic. But I don't have to worry about that too much just yet. So yeah, all right. Let's give this a try with the new two school spell. Oh boy, I don't like this. Is it not gonna let me play again? I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but like it is well beyond my control. Last time it did work to walk around for a bit and getting to a one fight or two before I actually switched to tiles. Let's see if this time it works again. And it did, so yeah. I think it's just a matter of waiting for a couple of perhaps in-game turns or minutes before I try to turn on the tiles. I'm gonna start trying to do that next time that it doesn't load. Okay, level 2, momentum strike, put that on the quiver, take a look at its failure rate, 16%. Alright, and from now on, pretty much every time, every fight I will start with momentum strike. You no longer feel robbed. What does it say? Robbed of momentum? Yeah, robbed of momentum. All right. Bit too many monsters coming my way. Yeah, I like it. I like the idea. I think the damage type is physical now. It used to be magma damage, so a combination of fire and physical. Mm, I don't know how to feel about that, but like I guess we'll have to see. Um, Also, the damage might be higher. Since, as you can see, I have very, very little spell power, and I still have the 3 dice of 8 that I had with the spell earlier, after, having significantly trained it. Mm. Also, this time we're not training any weapon skill from the very beginning. It helps a lot too that I'm using a spear, which is a lower skill requirement weapon, and also a weapon that I have a better aptitude for. Perhaps, yeah, mace was probably not the wisest thing to use. Look at that, teleport. Hello, Neuroactivo. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. We're playing with an Ogre Reaver. New background just introduced earlier today, about 20 hours ago, I think, or something along those lines. Um, and I've been waiting for it since I knew that it was going to be introduced into the game. And yeah, it seems interesting. It's definitely a pretty great idea. My wife still doesn't believe in me. Huh, Neuroactivo, thank you for the Prime subscription. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I'm glad to see that you've been enjoying the stream. I have been enjoying this. Like, at the very least, it passed the trial by fire of being able to kill a D4 Ogre. Like, I got a D4 Ogre and I didn't have to run away from it, which, as everyone here knows, that's constantly having to run away from monsters is one of the least enjoyable parts of the game for me. I definitely prefer not to have to run away from monsters. So even if the background gives me like a very hefty downside, like if it's dangerous to cast some of the spells, it definitely gives the power required to not have to run away from things. So that already will turn it into a favorite background of mine. So I like it. You feel you at last have a good run going. If you need any help with that, once again, you can just let me know. Same goes for like if you wanna share something about it. I can take a look at your dump of the character and like provide feedback or stuff. Um, Same goes for like other people in the chat. Right now, there's not that many people in the chat, but like I know, like people like Railbird will arrive, or Star Polemic, for example. There's quite a few people that are pretty good that watch me. I don't like the idea of having to fight an Orc Priest at experience level 3. Yeah, it's a pretty bad thing. Since those guys really hurt, even as an Ogre. And it's just a bit of bad luck there. A little bit of bad luck because this guy, or like rather earlier, I didn't really get that much experience in my D2, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop running away from it. Um, Really don't like the idea of the priest. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the rest of these guys are not that scary as the priest is. You're bad at crawling, you like to lurk. Alright, that is a valid option as well. As long as you enjoy the stream, everything is okay. D4 Ogre. Do I have Curare? No, that was the previous run. You know what? It's only D4 and I'm experience level 3, so I am feeling very justified in not fighting that guy. Because like it's actually kind of ridiculous how little experience I have gotten so far. It's quite tragic too. I have this cloak at least. Let's put it on. See, that necrophage is extremely dangerous too. That's crazy. Okay, I see a Ogre there. That's two extremely dangerous monsters. The kind of thing that you don't even want to fight one of at the same time, let alone two. Unfortunately, it seems that all three of the stairs are guarded by Mr. Ogre, so this could be an issue. Okay, I was hoping that it was the same Ogre, and I'm glad to see that it was the case. I don't want to go into D5 being only experience level 3. That would be a pretty bad thing. So I'm gonna have to face my fears and fight one of these Ogres soon. I just want to, get a bit of extra experience to level up to at least experience level 4. Yeah, this has been a pretty rough game when it comes to experience. Grinder too. Okay, hopefully. Oh, this is awful. I might be dead. Yeah, sometimes you're just not gonna be able to win. All right, I'm going down into 3 priests. Jeez. Okay, I'm dead. There's no surviving these. Um, Ooh, look at that. I got robustness from a randomly drunk potion of mutation and also 4 strength. That's gonna be okay. At the very least, I should be able to tap my way out of this current predicament since I have my potion of might. Mm, okay. Yep, better kill this guy or lose. Better kill this guy or lose too. And we succeeded. Alright. That was still pretty janky. I entered this level being experience level 3. I'm about to turn into an experience level 5 character. Um, so yeah, that just goes to show how crazy what I just fought against was. Do I want to do it? I probably gonna regret it. Oh, I miscast it. Well, I successfully cast it now. And it hit the Ogre, and I am unable to move, and the Ogre missed me. Let's go for Kiss of Death. First cast of Kiss of Death in the game. Very little damage, very hefty drain. Or was it even the first cast? I think it may have been the second cast. My bad. Anyway, I have to cast it twice, which, yeah, you really don't want to cast it way too many times in a row. It's messed up. Um, oh, look at my HP. Oh, I am at 29 HP. Ouch. I am not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. That was pretty bad. I hope that we can recuperate the HP sometime soon. Um, but yeah, my melee was just not gonna cut it there. Okay. Mm, Alrighty. That was okay. I actually dealt quite a lot of damage to this priest. Probably I can finish it off. Mm, yeah, a momentum strike is pretty strong. Look at that. Oh, still 3 dice of 8. Hasn't really improved the damage, but at least it's 6% chance to miscast. And yeah, like I'm on D5. Why am I? Why do I have such low skill in these things? It's just that I have not gotten a lot of experience. It's just how it is. Mm, I'm a bit amazed at the fact that I managed to survive all of that. Mm. I'm so underleveled and so heavily drained that that Jackal Band was actually dangerous. I felt intimidated by it. It's a D5 Jackal Band, which should be the freest thing ever, and I was intimidated by it. It's not a very good indicator. Talking about not very good indicators, well, these. Wow, okay, it missed. Man, this spell's missing feels extremely harsh. It's almost dead. I'm almost dead. Everyone is almost dead. Let's stab this guy. Alright. By the way, if I manage to make it far into the game with this character, it's gonna be a pretty good experience since I have Robust. Obviously, that means stop playing with the mutation minigame for the rest of the game pretty much. Mm. Okay, managed to one-shot the orc. I think orcs have like very little amounts of HP. They have like 6 HP or so, so it is very difficult not to one-shot them. This is a pretty awful position. Right in the open, in the middle of nowhere, with a center at the edge of the screen. This is most likely a dead sentence for my character. I have a couple of things that I can do. I can straight up run at the center, which would most likely end with me dead, or I can run at this cover, which would most likely end with me dead anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna run for the cover. I immediately get hit for 24 damage. Okay. There we go. I made it. I have 15 HP. It's miracle. It's miraculous. 11 now. Potion of 3. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, I cannot cast Momentum Strike because I am at 3. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let me unwield my stuff and just punch this guy. It doesn't deal that much damage because Potion of 3 is Potion of 3. And I also have a ridiculously large amount of HP thanks to the Potion of 3. So yeah, when I got Potion of 3, I knew that was a one fight, but yeah, that was pretty janky. I knew that it was not gonna. There was a very good chance of it not going well due to the existence of of that center. D5 center in the open is a pretty messed up thing. If you have any amount of corridors in your level generation, then it's not so bad, but as you can see right here, I didn't have those. You know what? Perhaps I'll stop training translocations and start training for Ice Magic, Hellstorm. Yeah, it's taken a while, but we have Momentum Strike. And yeah, the increase in spell power doesn't seem to increase damage that much. It must just have a lot of base damage and not that good damage growth. Not a big fan of that. There's not a lot of incentive to get it castable, as long as you can actually, or like to get it powerful, as long as you can get it castable. But it is powerful from the get-go. Three dice of 8 is actually quite a bit of damage. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna have to perhaps get it to like 10% chance to fail, because it also has the thing where it's not a spell that you can cast multiple times per fight anyway, so it clearly is not meant to be spammable, and by extension you shouldn't really bother getting it way too castable. I wonder if I can go upstairs and try to fight this level off. I think I saw something interesting in this level that I wanted to get, like another weapon or so. I don't know, but I remember that there was something good in this level. There was the Ogre, there was this scroll, I think. And the Ogre... No, this time we're not using maces, so it doesn't matter. Hep. This is a Hep bolt. Yep. That's a pretty messed up thing to fight against. It's extremely dangerous, after all. Wearing chainmail and kite shield. I shouldn't fight it. Yep, shouldn't fight it. That's a wise thing to do. Don't fight the thing. Ooh, I'm glad I came back. Ashensari, 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 Ashensari. Didn't even see it, but Ashensari is where it's at. By the way, while I was playing, Ashensari got nerfed. It lost Astral Vision. It's not such a crippling nerf, but it is a nerf regardless. Fortunately, it's not like, once again, it's not a crippling nerf. I can live without it. It wouldn't really bother me too much to be playing Ashensari without Astral Vision. Spell Servitor without Obstruction is totally wrecking everything. Also, the mana efficiency is unbelievable. Yes, I pioneered that concept of mana efficiency. Like, you spend a relatively low amount of mana to get a lot of value out of the spell. I like it. First cast of Hailstorm was a miscast this time around. Not very good. You know what? Oh, I should have done this before. You know, get rid of Robin before Robin did this to all of the goblins. Let's try to cast Hailstorm again. Yeah, get rid of a significant amount of the goblins. I hate that it misses now. That was completely unnecessary, in my opinion. Well, the goblins won't be thrown at me anymore, so I can just walk away from them for a bit and get into this preferable position. Look at that! Hailstorm is doing quite well, actually. Surprisingly so. Oh, Grinder. Oh no, Grinder. No, don't do this to me, Grinder. I don't need this right now. Let me just leave the level. Alright, I was flying too close to the sun, being at that level with Grinder. D4 Temple, in this case, was a bit of a tragedy. Also, a big upgrade to my starting weapon. We just got a Trident of Protection. I don't know if I can go up these stairs, because Grinder might be on the other side of them. That's your dump right now? Let's take a look at it. Experience level 14, and you already have that? That's pretty good. Pretty good rove too. The Slay -5 is a joke, of course, for your character. You're not gonna be meleeing anything. The 5 Dexterity, Cold Resistance, pretty okay. That Cloak is very respectable. 6 Intelligence. You have 39 Intelligence. Perhaps take off the Amulet of Faith. You don't really get a lot of use out of it, being a worshipper of Behemoth. Unless you don't have anything else, in which case you can continue using it. Doesn't really matter. 18 spellcasting. Oh, perhaps turn off spellcasting. Let's see what else you got. You have Stone Arrow. Put that on the quiver is what I would do. Mash that. You have Manifold Assault. Doesn't really matter. You have Ignite Poison. That's a big one to keep in mind. If you have access to Poisonous Vapors or the Poison Package, as I like to call it, you might want to pick up Ignite Poison. You have LRD. Perhaps also keep that in mind. You don't really have that many spells. Have you passed on some Behemoth spells? If so, I'm curious which ones are the ones that you haven't picked up from Behemoth. Or actually, I can see. I can see in your log real quick. You got Sticky Flame. You got Jaras. You got Servitor, which you obviously learned. You got Blink. Well, that wasn't from Behemoth. You got Fireball. You got Lightning Bolt. No, you got Lightning Bolt, but you didn't learn Lightning Bolt. You obviously got Orb of Destruction. Do be a bit careful with the whole casting Servitor when the Servitor is casting Orb of Destruction, because it can accidentally hit you, and then bad things can happen to you. So yeah, that's the main worry. Yeah, I can see that. If you scroll at the bottom of your log, you will see that it features a couple of things that have happened in your game. So like you can see when you got some spells offered. Okay, I can. It's safe to go up these stairs. Level is already fully cleared. I would fight the warrior, but I'm way too drained from all those kisses of death that I did earlier. That spell is a bit too harsh. I'm not a fan of that one. I like the Momentum Strike a lot better than Kiss of Death. Oh yeah, like not colliding two orbs close, but like, I mean, if you somehow cast the Servitor and the Servitor shoots an Orb of Destruction at something and then it misses, it can hit you, and then bad things will happen. Like, of course, it will deal a ton of damage. People usually like to cast Servitor when they have something along the lines of Iron Shot, Crystal Spear. Yeah, those are pretty much the main ones. Whenever I get Servitor, I get it with either Iron Shot or Crystal Spear, and I don't get it with the Orb of Destruction to not have the possibility of getting hit by the Orb, because that's a pretty bad thing. Okay, we're cursing the Trident. I am definitely staying with this Trident for quite a while. It's a pretty good weapon. Alright, Mr. Orc Warrior, I feel like I can fight you now. Perhaps not if you're supported, but... Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. It even got a pretty good roll. Alrighty. Perhaps Hailstorm time. Hailstorm. Oh, Polearm? Yeah, just to give myself the protection. You're no longer robbed of momentum. Oh, I have one of roots. Perhaps I should use that. Just to deal a bit of extra damage to this guy. Not bad. There we go. It was a bit worrisome because that guy had some pretty good armor. When it comes to this guy, I think I can just stab it down, since my weapon is very good. This has been an exotic character, like a really, really interesting twist on a character. I would like it more if Hailstorm was unnerfed. It working the way it currently works is not the greatest thing ever. Yeah, that's not great. I am deadly poisoned. Let's see if I can get curing. Oh, it's not curing. So I'm probably dead. Geez, look at that. I'm probably dead. I'm probably gonna come. Oh no, look at that. I survived. Huh. I was deadly poisoned and then I didn't like gain HP or anything other than the Berserk. And then I survived. How did that work? Whatever. Not gonna complain about it. Not gonna complain about it. We take those. Mm. Oh, they don't shoot when you're in the way, but um, like let's say that you're here and the servitor is here. No, no, that's not correct. Like, let's say that you are. Let's go to the open. It's probably a better way to illustrate and a more actual use case. Let's say that you're here and, like, for example, the servitor is here and there's like a monster here that has blink. If the servitor shoots an orb of destruction at the monster that's right here and the monster blinks to be here, the orb could theoretically hit you in the same fashion. If the servitor is farther away from you and there's a monster between you and the servitor shoots an orb and the monster like moves away, or you kill it before it gets hit by the orb, it could hit you. The orb could hit you, and then it would hurt you a lot. So like it's kind of difficult. It's definitely not something to look out for that frequently, but there's definitely gonna be some situations where you're gonna be um, potentially in the receiving end of an orb of destruction from an ally, and it's not very good. Mm, okay, that guy's super dead, I think, um, which is great. Yeah, that was pretty good. Um, we managed to kill that guy before it hit the alarm trap, which is a big deal. I wonder if I'm powerful enough to be able to deal with that orc warrior from earlier. Was it on D4? Man, this D4 was actually pretty loaded. If it was on D4, this guy. It was on D4. Okay, bring it on. I want to fight it alone because I know that there's gonna be more guys. Oh, it has a shield. This is my fault. Yes, this is my fault. I looked for this. I did this to myself. Yes, I did do this to myself. Sheesh, look at the drain. I lost almost lost such a significant amount of my HP just because I wanted to fight this guy with a shield. At the very least, I got a kite shield for myself. I will be thinking about equipping that later. Um, oh, I thought that it was gonna be there was gonna be more monsters here. There was only one. Yeah, I'm not gonna go help, obviously. I have a Shensari. Range combat and melee combat. I like the melee combat part of that curse. And I want my 1 pip of piety. It is very important, so I'm just gonna get it on the cloak. That identifies literally the entirety of the items in the game for the rest of the game, which is one of the most powerful abilities that any god gives you at this early stage of the game. It greatly increases the chances that I will survive. So I want to get it. Did they venture into the steam by themselves? Into the steam without any alarm? I don't know what you're talking about. If you mean like this little cloud generator, it's not. It doesn't deal damage. Um, Depends. Like if the monsters know where you are, they are definitely gonna walk over there. But like if the clouds deal damage, they're more hesitant to step on them. Mm, mm. Okay, I don't want to fight Grinder. Oh, come on. Hold on. I don't want to pick that up. I can leave that alone for a while. I'll come back when I can actually kill Grinder. Okay, this is fine. We can deal with these guys. Weaker monsters are exactly what I want to see to recuperate my HP. Unfortunately, it's very low since I cast Kiss of Death multiple times in order to deal with that Orc Warrior. That was a very big blunder. The more the game goes on, the worse Kiss of Death gets. Like early on, I don't really cast it that much. I think that I am gonna like start exclusively casting that spell for the sole purpose of killing like super messed up things early on. Okay, perhaps 8 spell casting, and after that, 15 fighting. After all, getting 15 fighting is always like a staple of me and my ogres. Oh, double sword. You know, that would be nice if I could actually use it, but I have 6 dexterity. Oh, Maggie with a glaive of flaming. Pretty chunky weapon. I don't know if I can kill Maggie. I'm at full. Oh, she has swamp skills. That's an upgrade for me. I will be very happy to use those. Don't know if I should be fighting her though. I guess I can use immolation, and a little bit of momentum strike to make her step on fire. Perhaps when I'm already at range of the polearm, so she doesn't move away from the fire and dies. That doesn't seem like such a terrible thing to do. Okay, here she comes. Opens the door. Read immolation. Yes, I get hit. Doesn't deal that much damage. Come on. Is that really necessary? Oh, okay. Mm. Oh, she's not standing on fire. Huh. Hits Maggie. You're unable to move. And oh, no. She was standing on fire, but then I closed the door and removed the fire. That's my bad. One of the roots. Okay, she should die in like a couple of turns before I die. There we go. Maggie explodes. You love to see it. Intelligence. Close the door. Open the door. Pick up my reward, which is this set of swamp skills. The Glaive of Flaming is also a worthy reward, but I really fought her for the purpose of getting the swamp skills. As you can see, they don't really mess up my spellcasting that much, and they are pretty good. They give me armor class, which is such a rare luxury as an ogre. Let's take a look at these. It's fine. It's fine. I can deal with it. Oh, immolation does make the dudes explode whenever they die, but that's not the only thing that it does. It also makes the dudes affected by it create clouds of fire on top of them whenever they take any kind of damage. So it is a pretty great thing to do for dealing with monsters like either large agglomerations of monsters like this one for the explosion, or very rough single monsters like Maggie. To deal more damage to them. And it is a lot of damage, and it doesn't check evasion. It's just like, in my opinion, a very high value item. Unfortunately, I don't know how to make it so that my RC file picks it up by default. So every time I have to turn that on. Scroll of Poison. Stay away from me. Misses the orc. Yeah, it missing the orc feels so bad. Like, or it missing as a whole feels pretty bad. I wish it didn't miss so frequently. Well, this is not looking very good. Oh, you know what I should do? I should have used Hailstorm here. It's unfortunate that it no longer ignores evasion, because it used to be a pretty good killer or killer bees, and as you can see now, it doesn't do anything against them. But it's just how it is. Yep. It's just how it is. At least I have a non-zero amount of armor class and poison resistance, so hopefully... Nope. No, okay. Alright. Oh, look at that. I'm dying from them. Fear is the way to go. Fear is the way to go. Alrighty. Gonna lock those guys in there. Now, gonna lock this guy in here. And now I have 10 HP dealing with a white imp. Okay, now I have 20. This should be okay. I have 3 blinks, worst case scenario. I don't want to use any blinks versus this white imp. But it can certainly deal enough damage to kill me real soon, which I am worried about. Momentum strike. Okay. It did deal a little bit of damage. Man, for a spell that deals 3 dice of 8, it's actually performing very poorly. It's now dealing 3 dice of 9 with a bit of extra accuracy, and like this guy has 11 HP and it dealt like half of its HP in damage. The amount of damage that I dealt to this guy was like pitiful. It was one of the weakest rolls that I could have gotten. Probably dealt like 5 or 6 damage. Okay, when they come at me one at a time, and when I'm at full HP, they're significantly more reasonable to deal with. Who would have guessed? You know what? I think that I'm gonna have to train the 2 things at the same time. Gonna need 15 for this, and at the very least 8 for this. That's 1.0 delay on a trident, I think. Yeah, the attack speed on the trident is kinda hurting me. And I unfortunately am kind of intertwined. I have to both level up my melee and my spellcasting. I have to make sure like those two are usable at the same time. Mm. Oh yeah, like immolation is really good. I recommend it quite heavily. Like for example, take a look at this situation. Gonna take a little bit of damage myself, but it's gonna kill the entirety of the screen, where otherwise I would have issues doing so. Um, Yeah, that's how you use simulation. As you can see, a little bit of damage, but a lot of value. Killing those guys, all of those guys on my own would have been very difficult, but thanks to the wonders of immolation, I was able to trivialize them with literally a single spellcast. Really, really good consumable. I love it. Um, I was not so excited about it when it was first introduced, but the more I played with it, the more I started to warm up to it. The same can be said for like almost all consumables in the game that have been introduced in recent versions. There's a couple that am not a fan of, but most of them I do like. Okay. Fortitude and Companions. Well, I like Fortitude, so I'm gonna get this curse. I don't know if I want to get it on Swamp Scales, however. Perhaps on the Kite Shield. I'll get it on the Kite Shield. I don't think that a higher power Kite Shield or like a higher quality Kite Shield will be getting to me anytime soon. Okay, Hailstorm has been doing quite well. I have to say that for sure. Mm. Okay, the curse gives me a little bit of fighting, I think. A little bit of armor and shields. Those are necessary things. Of course, it will be further enhanced um, the more I train them, of course. Like right now, they barely do anything, but if I train a lot of those skills, I'll get a lot of value out of them. Okay, I think the correct spot to step on is actually this one. Yeah, okay, wait a bit for those guys to get here. Cast Hailstorm. Been hailstorming these guys. It's going well. By the way, this would be a better position to use Immolation if I had it, because these guys are a bit scarier than the guys that I used Immolation against earlier. Okay. I can probably kill this Jack and then close the door. Yeah, just to squeeze a little bit of extra value out of that. I thought that the Jack was like almost dead and like I was able to deal with it before the other Jack arrived. And it was the case, so that went very well. My HP is in a pretty good spot, in no small measure because I have this as a ogre. Yeah, robustness as an ogre is kind of crazy. They're already the species with the highest HP in the game. And the best fighting aptitudes too, so just so you have all the HP. To compensate for that, however, they have pretty bad defensive skills and like other restrictions that are not related to their aptitudes. So they're not the kings of defense, unfortunately. Thinking about that, what species would be the king of defense? Gargoyle? I mean, you could say gargoyle, but they're still kind of fragile due to their low HP, huh? Okay, got hit for Steam. Getting hit by Steam for 17 damage is usually a bit of an issue. Oof, immediate confusion by Erika. That's not very good. Especially with me only having 3 keyrings. I'm gonna wait it out. Perhaps, yeah, waiting it out is not a good idea. Alright, Erika, how do we kill you? How do we kill you? Perhaps we kill you by not fighting you. By reading teleport. I was kind of winning. Perhaps I should have continued fighting her. That looked to me like I was gonna beat her. Perhaps it's time to try to fight her again. Round 2. Where was she? No idea. Was she over here? Yeah, okay, there she is. Her main tool, which is the Vault of Poison, is pretty bad, but I have poison resistance, so it is rather neutralized. I wonder if what happens if I Yeah, I have not thought about that. What happens if a monster hits me with Force Lance, but I cannot move? There's not a lot of monsters with Force Lance, but next time I see one, I should try to investigate. You have a vision of a gate. It's a portal to the abyss in this abyss ghost vault. All right, that's what it is. Interesting. I thought that it was gonna be like perhaps like um, a bazaar, but it wasn't the case. By the way, when it comes to spells, we still don't have anything that I am truly interested in. We have some spells that are rather okay, but nothing that I really love. Okay, I want that curse. Introspection and fortitude is pretty good. Gives me more HP, gives me more defenses, which we're gonna need in the near future. Okay, let's get that curse onto something. On the swamp scales? I can get it on the swamp skills. I can get it on the swamp skills. Ashensari will now keep your mind clear. You know what it would be? What would be nice if I had amulets, rings, or a hat to curse, because those are the things that I'm missing. The more you curse things, the more Ashensari piety you get, and the more enhanced your skills are. So I would like to be able to curse more stuff. You know, resting in front of that glowing shapeshifter is pretty annoying. Better not do that. Oh, Troll Shapeshifter, yeah. I would probably replace what I have with Troll Leather Armor because I like Troll Leather Armor quite a bit. Oh, also that is an extremely dangerous monster. Better walk away from that. I don't know what it is. It's probably something along the lines of Two-Headed Ogre. Still don't want to mess with it. How's my Hailstorm looking? 3 dice of 8. Deals less damage than Momentum Strike, but it's actually spammable, so it is fine. Yeah, if a Star Polemic ever watches this, I have to voice my opinion that I do agree that Momentum Strike / Volcanic Tap should definitely have like 100% accuracy. Considering that it has a cooldown, it's not that powerful as it is right now. Okay, there's a Two-Headed Ogre. There's a Two-Headed Ogre. How are we going to deal with it? Stab it? Momentum Strike. Now I cannot run away, and I'm kind of committed. Want the roots. Hailstorm, Hailstorm, and that got the job done. All right, that wasn't bad at all. Much better than I thought it was going to go. We take those. Don't cast Momentum Strike right now. Yeah, I'm gonna be casting Hailstorm since there's a ton of dudes that will get affected by it. Look at how many jacks I'm fighting against. Okay. Softening them up so that I can, like, I can finish them off with my melee, but, like, I'd rather not fight against a bunch of fully HP or full HP jacks. Okay, this is fine. Unfortunately, attacks of opportunity dealt a lot of damage. Very low HP. I think I can drink a potion of tree and finish them off. With a potion of tree, I don't think they have what it takes to kill me. Okay, Hailstorm. They're all pretty hurt, by the way. But yeah, that was me taking on 11 jacks in the open with only Hailstorm. That went very well. Surprisingly well, I should say. I cannot move, so I cannot cast Momentum Strike. Makes sense. You cannot give orders to followers or charmed creatures. You can't give orders. You need to press T. T, as you can see right here. To give orders. It's not that good, by the way. Don't be too hopeful for that being a great thing to do, because it's not going to be. By the way, this is a terrible position. Mighty Orc Warrior will get me killed unless I kill it with Kiss of Death. Oh, I can move now. Jeez. Okay, it's not going well. Gonna read blinking to blink to safety. I can blink over here. Make it to the stairs. This looks fine. Yeah, I lost a lot of HP by casting Kiss of Death twice. Look at that. I lost 40 HP. It's pretty rough. Okay, this guy's not mighty anymore. The main issue when it came to killing this guy was that it was mighty and it was actually heavily out damaging me. But we shouldn't really have that issue anymore. Let's train this to Mindalay, which is 14. And after that, hopefully we'll have some nicer spells. I definitely want to have, at the very least, a Stone Arrow or so for lair purposes. These guys are draining me. Yeah, stop draining me. Okay. Oh, I cannot move. My bad. I did this to myself. Alrighty. Okay. The weapon of protection is actually getting a lot of work done. And it may not be the highest damaging weapon, like the highest damage weapon, but it's certainly packing a punch because of its enchantment and also my strength. The skill is actually doing more than my strength, surprisingly. I don't know if I'm gonna be going for two-handed weapon for this character. Probably not, since I think that shields are very important on ogres. Oof. Okay, this might be interesting. Let's take a look at how this goes. Okay. Oh, perhaps a momentum strike. Constantly momentum strike. I'm glad that I can see invisible. I think Ashinsari does that. Okay, oh man, I hate vampires, by the way. Vampires are some of my least favorite monsters, since they're so difficult to kill. I think that they might have gotten buffed, like a stealth buff recently, because they didn't used to be that disgusting, but now they are. Died in swamp. Okay. Good to see you around, Star Polemic. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry to hear that you died in swamp. Hopefully that will get better in the future. I am out of curseable items. No amulets, no rings. Ring. There's potions of cure ring, but obviously that's not the kind of ring that we're looking for. This feels really strong, you know, but my take on Reaver so far is that I like that I don't have to run away from the D4 Ogre. That's like the first and foremost. I like that I don't have to run away from any kind of monster. Of course, that stacks up. Like if you see many or like a lot of those ridiculous monsters, you unfortunately kind of have to run away. But Kiss of Death is a lot of power. Momentum Strike is definitely the spell that you go for. Like I have actually not trained any necromancy. From the very beginning of the game, my training went towards Momentum Strike. But I don't know if I did it properly. I've been thinking about it. Perhaps the way to go is to get it to like 10% chance to miscast and then do other things. Also, Hailstorm has been performing quite well. I've been pleasantly surprised by what Hailstorm has apported to this character. Let's go upstairs, Mr. Two-Head Ogre. Not afraid of you. Not afraid of you. I have a ton of HP because I'm an ogre. I'm an ogre with robust, by the way. So yeah, I have all the HP. All the HP that cats and Spriggans don't get. Yeah, this is where it went. So what killed you in Swamp? What caused you to die? Did you cast Momentum Strike by accident or something? I can see this being like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Do I do this? Oh no. Like I even have Manifold Assault. Oh no, I don't. Okay, okay, that's fine. In that case, I have more of an incentive not to do this. But yeah, one of these days I'll do it. And it will be good, and I'll have a fun time, but it may not be today. It may not be today. Regardless, I'm gonna carry it around, because it's the Dark Mole, after all. Pretty crazy item. I still insist that, like, Dragon Form melee must, like, out-damage this by a mile. It really must out-damage this super hard. Damage rating 95, like from the get-go. I don't have any skill in mazes. And it already has damage rating of my 95 with my measly, lowly 22 strength for an ogre. I've only been leveling up intelligence. You know what would be nice to find? Some rings. Any kind of ring, any kind of amulet would be great. If only for the sole purpose of cursing more stuff for Ashensari. I already got offered like cunning and alchemy. I would have perhaps liked to have that. Perhaps. Okay, another two-headed ogre. This time we have curare. I could probably deal with it with curare. Momentum strike, curare. I liked momentum strike so far. Of course, part of that has to do with the fact that being an ogre, I probably don't have to worry too much about, tanking a hit or two from a two-headed ogre. Especially an ogre with robust and 15 of fighting already. Man, this character has so much HP. Range combat and cunning. I don't care about that. Don't care about the range combat and cunning. I should probably enable the pickup for potions of 3. I will care about those because I'm an ogre. Ooh, Spriggan Hatter. Oh, hats. Hats. This used to be a Spriggan Baker bolt. Spriggan who's gone slightly mad from the toxic fumes of their craft. Alright. Plus one hat, plus one hat. Well, now I have something to curse. I won't be applying the curse onto, like this curse, at least I won't be applying. I'm gonna wait until something a bit more relevant. Neither range nor cunning is something that I care about with this character. So yeah, I anticipate this becoming a favorite of mine. This specific combo, perhaps, and the background as a whole can become a favorite of mine because I really like having strong tools. I love that. That's like my thing. I don't like the idea of having you next to me, Mr. Two-Headed Ogre. Gonna make you jump into a teleport trap. Can I? Can I make you jump into? No, I think the safest thing to do is to jump into it myself. Range combat and beguiling. Now that's a curse for my dude. I was thinking of curse or enchanting the hat before cursing it, but nah. Like I'm sure that I'll find a better hat in time. Ouch. Okay, killing this guy is being pretty difficult. But we succeed. I was a bit worried. It was hitting me pretty hard. Alright, back to full HP. Let's go down different stairs. Because as robust as I am, I still don't want to get hit by a two-headed ogre for free. Those guys can deal some pretty obscene damage after all. Oh, I have the scrying. This thing is going away, by the way. This thing that lets me see through walls. I'm kind of glad because I've never liked it. It was there like it kind of felt like a relic of old Ashensari, the seeing through walls thing. But it led to some pretty awkward situations where I was afraid of monsters because I could see them, and I am well accustomed to monsters being able to see them, to see me if I can see them, but Ashensari broke symmetry there, so it is something that I am kind of glad that it is going away just because of that. Again? Well, I guess. Basilisks are the kings of winning versus willpower rolls. Every time they win versus the willpower. You can have a 1% chance to get petrified by a basilisk and they will still manage to do it. But you know what, at least it's best for them to do it and not some other nastier monsters. So the combination of all the things that I have, like the spells, the weapon, Ashensari, of course. Ashensari is the biggest deal here. The shield, the body armor, like it's made it so that my character is kind of insane. So I'm very happy about it. We're about to get 14 on the polearms. We will be getting that very, very shortly. And my next thing to train, it's going to be 11 armor and 15 shields, perhaps. I don't want to train 15 shields. Let's go for 11 shields as well. Those are going to be my next things to train. I can train the two of them at the same time, I think. I don't really care that much about my evasion, of course, but I wanna not have my attack speed be lowered. Okay, so this time we have a full resources to fight this two-head ogre. It missed, or like momentum strike missed, and I do have to agree with you, Star Polemic, after having played with the spell. I agree. I think that it absolutely should have like 100% accuracy or so. Even if it comes with damage nerf, it would be okay because it feels really bad to cast it and be rooted for a while and not deal any damage. So like you get the downside every time, but you don't get the upside every time, kind of thing. That sucks in my opinion. So yeah. Um, Even if it dealt less damage, I would be okay with that. Oof. Big damage roll from this Acid Dragon, 33. I can just sit here and rest to full HP and then fight this guy. Mm. Starting to think that Momentum Strike is starting to fall off. It still can chunk a monster for quite a bit of damage before it gets to me, so it's still, useful in a way. But if I had Stone Arrow, that's what I would be using. I would love to have Stone Arrow. It would deal even more damage than this, with enough training, of course. But I would obviously be training for it if I had it. The spells are definitely, like, they do what they're supposed to do, which is get you out of the very early game. But they start to fall off even before Lair. Oh, I'm also on D12. I didn't notice. I'm gonna go to Lair after this fight. Don't want to run into something ridiculous or get shafted. Oh, I am with Ashensari. I'm immune to shafts. I don't know what that extremely dangerous monster is, but I know that I don't want to find out. Let's go upstairs. Now let's go to Lair. Okay. We see here Komodo Dragon and War Moccasin, a combination of two of the nastiest guys. Well, I guess the War Moccasin not so much, but the Komodo Dragon is. Anyway, I didn't really feel like continuing to fight due to the existence of the Water Moccasin. I have a glaive, but it is a glaive after all. I also have a highly enchanted halberd. Um, +3 halberds, perhaps to replace the trident with. But then again, it is also a two-handed weapon, so unfortunately, I don't really feel like I can use either of those. So I am kind of committed to this trident, and I am waiting patiently for hopefully some better, more exciting spells. Hailstorm is kind of pretty good, so I'm not so worried about that, but would like to have something better. Hold on. Scrolls of Poison. Yeah, let's use one of those. Okay, the Boulder Beetle is super dead because that's what Scroll of Poison does to Boulder Beetles. That item is a hard counter to Boulder Beetle, just destroys them. Whenever you see a Boulder Beetle at the edge of the screen, consider using a Scroll of Venom, especially if it's already rolling at you. Companions and Melee Curse. Do I have any companionship spells? No summons? No summons. No summons. So I'll not get that. Catoble Pass. Perhaps it is time for another Scroll of Poison. This is pretty good versus the Catoble Pass because if it does that, it doesn't replace the tile that I'm on with like its cloud. So yeah. All right. So now we begin to train armor and shields a bit more seriously. It's no longer sharing, or they're no longer sharing the experience with pole arms. My trident is admin delay. And yeah, it's a pretty weak weapon, but I anticipate that we will be getting a Demon Trident at some point. Elements and Alchemy is great. I want to put that on my Ring of Willpower, by the way. Yeah, the Basilisk was pretty good at... pretty good at hexing me, even through Willpower. Perhaps I should go over there and pick these up. Demon Trident? Vorpal Battle Axe. That's a shame. I would have liked to see a Demon Trident here. I guess it was too much to ask for, especially considering how the game already gave me this Trident of Protection is pretty okay, and I also got Double Sword, which I obviously cannot use because Troll or because Ogre. But yeah, if it had been a polearm, I would have been very happy to destroy this, even though the curses are pretty good. Self and Beguiling are both great curses for what I'm trying to do. It seems that we got Snake as well. What else have we gotten? Snake? Only Snake. Only Snake. As the first one. If we get Shoals, that would be great, since Shoals is the place of the game that has the best chance to get me a Demon Trident. Um, Alrighty, that went very well. Hailstorm is certainly effective versus these guys. Fortitude, I love that. Can I curse anything? You are not wearing any curseable items. Okay, a ring. Any ring will get the job done right now. Okay, I see those wolves. I'm gonna kite them over here so I can have them all be bunched up in the entrance and either hailstorm them or just tap them down. Not bad, not bad at all. Guardian Spirits. Alright, I'm not really using my mana that much, so I will stick around for with Guardian Spirit for a bit. It's weird to be using Guardian Spirit on an Ogre. Definitely would prefer to use pretty much anything else, but it's what I got, so might as well, make use of it. Is this it's vulnerability. Who cares about vulnerability? Vulnerability is like the black sheep of the dangerous scrolls. Like poison, excellent. Um, Immolation, excellent. But vulnerability, meh. Oh, also silence should be marked as a dangerous scroll. I wonder why it's not marked as a dangerous scroll, because it absolutely is a dangerous scroll to use. The inability to read scrolls can definitely kill you. Alchemy and Fortitude. Also, yeah, come on. The game is giving me a lot of really, really juicy Fortitude curses. Look at my... I have 16 fighting. I can get to 27. Like, I could legit just train that for a short period of time and get to 27 real quick. Do you have poison resistance? You have... Oh, you have regen. Okay, that's for me. Goodbye, Guardian Spirit. Like, it was short-lived, but I want that regen. Poison. Rupert looks confused. All right. That's a funny message to get. Because it's not meth. Okay. Oh, still rooted. I'm gonna walk towards Rupert a bit. Okay. Wand of Roots again. I have no evocations, by the way. The Reaver thing is quite expensive to get going. Oh, should have trained Swiftness. Oh no, like Swiftness right now would be a great addition to what I can do with this character. Because like Rupert is nowhere close to dying. And Rupert can kill me really, really quickly. Okay, we're gonna be training a bit of Air Magic. I'm only gonna need like 7 Air Magic or so to be able to use Swiftness. I should try to cast it right now. You miscast Swiftness. Okay, you feel quick. Okay. Oh, by the way, what's your chance to kill me? 22% chance to kill me. That's pretty bad. I am amazed that Rupert hasn't berserked. But yeah, this is going well. A single scroll of poison and a little bit of consumables kinda have been getting the job done when it comes to Rupert. I don't think he's beating me. He's already so poisoned and so damaged that Hailstorm just gets the job done. That got me a level up. I unfortunately didn't see how much experience I lacked for the level up, but yeah, that just got me to experience level 13. Kind of risky, but I still wanted to go for it. Goodbye, Cursed Amulet of Guardian Spirits. Unfortunately, that withdraws the curse that I had, which I would have liked to apply. But yeah, regen is just the superior thing to have. Especially as an ogre that has such a large amount of HP. I have even more HP than your average Ogre by Lure, which is already one of the things with the most HP in the entirety of the game. Ring of Mana, well, that's definitely a throwaway item. Very, very throwaway item. That one will be going into the dumpster the moment that I find a better ring, but it will serve well as a host to a curse. Okay, I see some jacks. Not particularly scared about them. It's only a matter of positioning in such a way that I can get as much value from Hailstorm as possible, and then get rid of them in melee. You know what would be nice if these guys actually got like a spell that, like Irradiate. An Irradiate-like spell would be great on Reaver. You know, so that Hailstorm is not trash. So far, I have to say that this definitely does feel like the best warrior mage. That is, you know, a real warrior mage. Um, because I guess there is the other thing. What is it called? The other thing, like Cinder Acolyte. Yeah, there's Cinder Acolyte, but Cinder Acolyte is not a real warrior mage. It's a Zealot. It's just that I have repeatedly mentioned in the past that warrior mage is absolute trash, and the best warrior mage isn't even a warrior mage. I'm glad to see that that situation is somewhat being remediated with this character. We have been pretty much running around with base stuff, plus the trident, plus swiftness. Like when it comes to spells, I don't really have a lot going for me, and it's going rather okay. Perhaps in no small measure due to the fact that I have, you know, Ashen Sari. But still, it's going okay. It's going respectably well. Ensorcelled is such a good work. Yes, Ensorcelled. Oh, by the way, I should probably be playing it a bit safer with these guys. I don't have cold resistance. I think that was a previous character. Fighting 3 of these guys at the same time is kind of scary. Yeah, look at the amount of damage that I've taken. If I was not such a ridiculous character, I would have run into serious issues here. Rhyme Drakes and Steam Dragons. Very spooky. Do I want evocations? Apart from the basic 8 evocations, I'll go for it. I'll go for it. Let me read magic mapping. We need that. I only have one. Hopefully I'll stumble across more. But yeah, I need to know where this is. I think Ashinsari gives me vision of that. Shouldn't have used the magic mapping then, but it's just like force of habit. Oh, Ring of Intelligence. That's way better than the mana or than the Ring of Mana that I was using. Yeah, that one I will actually want to stick around for a while. If this is to be my endgame gear, apart from the willpower ring, it's a pretty lousy endgame gear. But I anticipate that it's not gonna be the case. Counting on evocations, I'm gonna hold on to that curse because there's a non-zero chance of this gauntlet having a ring or so. Let's see what we got here. Wow, there's no rings. There's no rendered rings. I think I saw rendered armor. Let's take a look at that again, but this time show me the useless items. Gloves of hurling. What's up with this gauntlet? It looks like oh, it has some books. Yeah, okay, I shouldn't just completely disregard the books. A Scorch is good. I like Scorch. The spell on that is also okay. This is a very, very sad book. This book needs a little bit of help. It has 2 of the worst spells in the game because they're 2 hexes. Not a fan of hexes, in case you're new to the stream. Never been a fan of hexes. From the very beginning of my journey in Crawl, I was taught by the game to despise hexes, even though the vast majority of the players were very fond of them. I was never. Gloves of Hurling, cannot use those. Scarf of Harm, don't want to use that. I guess I could be getting Dispel Undead, Potion of Mana. File of Lots, that's fine. What do I get from this one? Gold, potion of curing. Man, this is a really, really bad gauntlet. The books are just bad. Wow, it's depressing how bad it is. I'm gonna go for this unless it's too difficult, and I will hope that the Minotaur has the real loot. I see a Reaper to begin with. That's not nice. Um, and I think I saw a Ghost Crab in there. Yeah, that's also tricky to deal with. I think that I can maybe maneuver in such a way that it is close to the transporter landing site because that's what I really don't want to deal with is the Ghost Crab being at full. Um, oh, it's gonna be difficult. I don't think I'm gonna be able to maneuver it so that it is closer to where I'm gonna land. I don't want it to be far away from me because if it is far away from me, it's gonna fill the screen with enemies before I can reach it, and that would be a pretty bad thing. Only hex you like is CH? Why do you like that? Um, I mean, I guess it's kind of okay, but it's not a spell that I am personally fond of. Um, Man, I look forward to finding more spells. This character with stun arrow instead of momentum strike, it would be exquisite. Also, blink would be a nice thing to have. Whew, okay, how am I going to get rid of this Reaper? You know, they say don't fear the Reaper, but in this case, I think that I have to be a bit careful regarding this specific Reaper. Mm, so perhaps be careful around the Reaper. Mm, Yeah, I'm gonna completely ignore the Hellwings because the Reaper is kind of insane. Mm, Man, it's kinda spanking me pretty hard. Ouch. Whenever it hits me, it just chunks me super bad. It's just that I am attacking way too fast and the Reaper is not attacking as fast as I do. Um, but yeah, those are some pretty damaging strikes. Killing a Reaper with a Trident, let's go. And now these guys shouldn't be difficult. It's a bit of a shame that I was dealt that much damage by the Reaper because I wanted to take advantage of these valuable buffs to kill the Ghost Crab, but it's just how it is. Does this guy? Oh, they have the polearm sights instead of the real sights. Um, it is effective early game and can help a little mid game, then it obviously completely falls off. Yeah, the completely falls off part is what really got me, or what really dissuaded me from liking hexes. Um, like, it just felt to me like all the training of hexes that I did in the early game kind of went to the drain whenever I played an enchanter. And like the whole point of the enchanter playstyle to me was to stop being an enchanter. So it kind of never made a lot of sense. That's one of the main reasons why I never really liked it. Oh, Book of Alchemy. That's a good book. That has Irradiate. That means turn on transmutations from the get-go. 11 transmutations. 11 conjurations, and now we have a spell to use when monsters get inside Hailstorm. Leech is not something that I'm a bit too fond of. It unfortunately has jabs. Monster harm doesn't work, fortunately. Oh, I was hoping that the Minotaur zombie was gonna stay in front and I was gonna be able to Hailstorm the Minotaur to death. I did chunk it quite a bit. If I had a Circ, this would be the time to use it. I'm gonna go for invisibility. I don't think I need to buff too much to kill this Minotaur. Oh, okay. What if I walk away from you and just like Hailstorm? Okay, that went well. I'm gonna carry Leech, but I'm not gonna be using it because it unfortunately scales with dexterity, and I have 6 of that, so yeah, completely worthless to my character. Irradiate, Foxfire, Inner Flame, Sticky Flame, and Flame Wave. Flame Wave is interesting. Plus 8 Halberd of resistances. I'll pick that up. Hopefully I won't have to use it, but I'd rather have the option. Scroll Blinking, that's a big find. Alright, alright. It could have been worse. I've had worse gauntlets for sure. Not great, but also not terrible. Mm. Also, I was able to easily deal with the Minotaur. I did have to use one consumable, and for the Reaper I had to use a potion of haste and a potion of might, but it's fine. I still have 6 haste and 4 might, but I don't really use might that much in my usual gameplay, so I don't mind losing one. Mm. I have to say that casting Hailstorm and hitting a million monsters at the same time with it is actually a pretty good feeling. And then just having them walk towards you so you can finish them off. It actually works quite well with like what the Reaver wants to do. It's just that it's awkward. The whole having decent spell casting and decent spells thing combined. I think that if you want to go a Reaver, the best way to go at it is mm, to be a worshipper of Ashensari. Ashensari really gets the ball going with what the Reaver wants to do because it's a very expensive combination of things that it wants to do. It wants to be good at melee and good at spellcasting, and that's just like pricey in terms of experience. Mm. Good on no since no. Oh no! Look at my screen. I hadn't noticed. Good on no since no wasted XP, and no tend to be weaker overall early game. Mm. Yeah, that is. I don't know if they're so weak early game. Um, I mean, the first part is true, but like, depends on how early game you're talking because Nulls kind of start with crazy skills from the very beginning, so I wouldn't really call them weak early game. Cunning and Self. I like the Self curse. Do I like Cunning? I don't like Cunning. You know why I say that? Because like I don't care about dodging or stealth with this character. Like stealth, I'm never getting stealth. I'm an ogre. And when it comes to dodging, I'm never getting evasion. I have 6 dexterity, so I'm not gonna bother with that curse. It's not like I have to get curses immediately anyway. Mm. Fortunately, I still have a chunk of dungeon to explore. Ashensari's piety is exploration based, in order to get more curses, well, it's not really that. Like, it's actually the curse giving is exploration based, and Ashensari's piety is increases based on how many curses you have. That's how it works. But yeah, since I still have a lot of dungeon left, I can definitely afford to pass on a couple of curses. Hmm. Wonder how I'm going to deal with the Fire Dragon. Do I have resistance? I don't. And I don't have fire resistance either. So perhaps the correct thing to do is to just not fight the Fire Dragon. Interesting that there's a bunch of Rime Drakes and Steam Dragons guarding the Fire Dragon. Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, I'll come back for it later. For now, we can go to the final level of Lure. You have a vision of a gate. That means that I got the abyss ending because it's an abyss gate. Mm. It's a good thing that in console I can tell what the gate is without even looking at it because of the color. The only portals that are purple are the abyss ones. So if I take a look at the map, in console the map shows me the features right at the top. It's a great thing that Tiles doesn't have. So I can just take a look at the map and see, oh, this level has one set of upstairs and one portal to the abyss. Yeah, very nice thing. I part of the things that console has but Styles does not have. Also, console is just cleaner. Book of Rhyme. What does this have? Ramparts, Ice Form, Ice Beast. I'm not a fan of Ice Magic since the changes in 0.29. Those are pretty tragic changes. Oh, by the way, this is the first Hydra in the game that I've had to fight against. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to kill the Cane Toad first. Man, I'm glad that I am a Nogger. Look at my HP is just so large that even though I get hit for like 50, 60 damage every fight, it's not really that much of an issue. Okay, have it ready at 8%. I can definitely start thinking about casting that. Ring of positive energy that can go straight into the floor. Ring of poison resistance that also can go into the floor. I have something better. Okay, let's train transmutations as well. Please don't put me to sleep. Alrighty, pretty easy to deal with these dream ships. They would be significantly more scary if they had come accompanying the Hydra that I fought earlier. Elementum Fortitude is a curse that I am interested in, and it can go into the Ring of Intelligence. Now, this ending can have some pretty delightful loot. You know what is a shame? Hailstorm no longer ignores evasion. I consider that to be a very tragic thing. Because it would be great for dealing with these distortions brigands. Like that's just disgusting enough to be to warrant the use of something that ignores evasion. But unfortunately, I don't have anything. I guess I have Scorch. You know, perhaps I should learn Scorch precisely to deal with these guys and nothing more and nothing less than that. Strain a little bit of fire magic. I'm actually gonna rush it over conjurations for irradiate because I do care a lot about being able to scorch these Spriggans, especially when they're wielding distortion. That's kind of messed up, after all. And this is going surprisingly well. Did I get lucky with my loot? Like, you people on the internet that are looking at the stream tell me, did I get lucky with the loot that you're seeing? Because it doesn't feel extraordinary. I guess that it is mostly because I got robust. That has played a big part in this character's survivability. You know, I have 180 HP being experience level 14 after all. And also I have Ashensari. That's also played a big part, I think. Silence. You know, silence seems like a very Reaver kind of spell to me. After all, I am actually a warrior mage for once. So as a warrior mage, I would like to use a spell that disables enemy magic, so that I can take advantage of that with my own magic. I have to train for it, which is not really an issue at all. I won't really have it immediately, but it's also okay not to have it immediately since, after all, like I'm fighting animals. Animals don't cast spells. Manifold Assault. Okay, so I have Manifold Assault and I also have Dark Maul, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. If I was a worshipper of Akawaru, I would absolutely love to do it. But the time hasn't come where I am a worshipper of Okawaru and I have all of the things, Dark Mole and Manifold Assault, and a character that actually wants to, use Manifold Assault. Yeah, it's a bit of a complicated combination of things to happen, but like that's the things that need to happen for me to want to use Dark Mole Manifold Assault. Okawaru Finesse is what really like gets the job done when it comes to Manifold Assault and Dark Maul, or when it comes to Dark Maul after all, since with 27 with 27 maces, you don't swing that fast enough, but with finesse, you do swing it at a speed like comparable to normal attack delay with a weapon, and it is not a normal weapon. So yeah, the combination of those two things sounds absolutely delightful. But I even though I found the Dark Maul several times, I've never used it even once, because it's such a meme of a weapon. I would be much more inclined to use it without like meeting all those ridiculous requirements if it ignored monster defenses. Well, not armor class, even though it kinda bypasses armor class because it deals obscene damage. But more like if it ignored monster evasion and shields so that you don't just paralyze yourself swinging that only to not do anything. It's too high risk, too little reward. Same thing that I was talking about earlier when I mentioned you getting the downside of momentum strike whenever it missed. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. I mean, it's okay if you get the downside if it actually deals damage. In fact, I should say that, or like I would like it if the amount of root that you get scales with the amount of damage that you dealt. That would be a good thing to add, I think, or an interesting thing to add at least. Mm. Okay, I did train a little bit of Scorch. That's more than enough fire magic for this game, unless like I want to go for Fireball or so. I could go for Fireball. I haven't gotten it, but like if I find it. Mm. Okay, a nice thing about being a worshipper of Ashensari is that I can actually do whatever I want. Oh, I could cast Flame Wave, like perhaps Flame Wave instead of Hailstorm. Flame Wave doesn't miss. Um, 3 dice of 12 versus 2 dice of 13. Hailstorm actually outdamages Flame Wave. Still gonna switch up the spells. Okay, let's go back to D12. Let's complete that and let's do Orc. And after that, we can go do D15. The Orc shops are gonna be interesting, I anticipate. Oh no, 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 no. I have Swiftness. Pretty spooky sights to see, like slime creatures stacking on top of each other. The boulder beetle stopped rolling really quickly. Okay, I should go upstairs. Oh, it's a stone staircase leading down. Well, let's go downstairs. What's the worst that could happen if I go downstairs? Okay, boulder beetle jumped. Time for scroll of poison. It's my last one. It's fine. Oh, it immediately jumped away from the poison and just like stayed there. That sucks. You know what? I should probably not waste my mana like that. Especially having to fight an Hydra in the very near future. Irradiate. That went well. Man, this feels like a pretty strong character. We already got to the Ashensari power spike. It's just like an inevitable fate of a character of Ashensari that even with the most mediocre loot, and I would go as far as to say that we have gotten like not particularly the greatest loot ever. It still becomes an absolute monstrous character, like an absolutely monstrous character, since it is just like so skilled at everything. I have such a wide variety of things to do. I have my melee and my spells and a lot of HP, and I have the ability to run away. If there's one thing that I did get lucky with when it comes to this character, it's gotta be the fact that I got body armor super early in the game, and the robust as well. That's also a big deal. Very, very big deal. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Slime creatures around me so you don't just bunch up together. Okay. Been liking the combination of Irradiate and Flame Wave. I should probably give more of a try to Hailstorm. Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't have Immolation. No, no Immolation in the game. It would be great right now. I have Inner Flame. Huh. I think maybe learning Inner Flame right now. I think I have enough time to learn it, unless any of these guys has like a launcher or polearm, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So I will go ahead and learn Inner Flame. Mid-combat learning of Inner Flame. It's gonna be funny. Oh, it failed. I don't mind sacrificing the corridor because I have another one right here. So I can just Inner Flame a couple of these guys. Most importantly, not Inner Flaming the one that's next to me. Oh, one of these guys did have a glaive. That's a bit of an issue. Which one is the one with the glaive? Okay, you are the one with the glaive. Hold on. Let me inner flame you. Hailstorm here seems pretty nice, since a bunch of them are, like, all of them are actually affected by that. Okay, flame almost dead, inner flame, so the explosion should start happening soon. Uh-huh. Alright. Who needs a scroll of immolation if I have access to that? Intelligence. Okay, pretty good. Yep. Just Ashensari worshipper things, by the way. Just Ashensari worshipper things. Bunch of monsters. Oh, perhaps I should go to work. Yeah, it might be the correct time to go to work. Oh, get blaster sparks to avoid that. Not yet, not yet. I wonder, like, it's inevitably gonna get either nerfed or removed, the thing that I do with blast sparks. I just wonder when that's gonna happen. Ouch, 59 damage. Uh, that's a max damage roll, like literally. Well, not no, it really is a max damage roll. I got hit for 60, which is the max damage from the explosion, but then I regened one, because I have mana regen. So it's literally a max damage roll. That's the first time that's happened to me. Like the first time that I noticeably get hit by a max damage roll from something. Mm, Unfortunate, I have to say. Okay, getting a Catoble past here would be pretty bad. It's not so bad because it was in an angle, so it didn't fill the entirety of the corridor with its Catoble past thing. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little slower. Better walk away from these guys. Wait for it to get to me now. I cannot really move, so let's cast Momentum Strike. Minus Swift and minus Move. Very anti-synergistic, but you know, like anti-synergistic to survival, perhaps. Got yellow contamination. That's my bad. No malmutations. No malmutations. Thank you, game, for no malmutations here, because I didn't want to lose my robust. I guess I can clear D13 and then I can go to work. Okay, time to do work. What's the button for Flame Wave? Because I'm gonna start casting that a bit more on my own. I'm also gonna Amnesia Scorch. Or maybe like put it on the quiver. Yeah, I think that's better than Amnesiaing it. I still would like to have Stone Arrow instead of Scorch. But yeah, it very clearly has already rendered obsolete what is it called? Momentum Strike. Yeah, I forget how it's called. By the way, Momentum Strike feels like something. Like the name of something that Wujian has. Momentum Strike. This level looks like it has a pretty messed up bolt. Like, look at all these guys. I don't want to mess with all of that. So perhaps I will leave that for later. By later, I mean like after D15 later. This is my second game with Reaver, right? I think the issue that I had originally was the fact that I trained differently, and not only that, but I also went maces. I think that was like those two things were rather a big issue. This is going obviously way, way better than the previous attempt. Lots of dudes. Man, if all ogres felt like this, I would. I already like. I like ogre a lot. I've always liked ogre a lot. It's just that it can get pretty rough at times. Digging. Am I fully cursed? I am fully cursed. Have I gotten curses? I haven't gotten curses in a while. Okay, I decided to do this because that looks like a pretty messed up bolt, and I didn't really want to. I didn't want to go up the stairs into the vault because like bad things can happen if you have to do that. So one charge of digging felt like a cheap cost. Digging is also not something that I really use that often. It's only most noticeable when I don't have it. Um, but so being able to use it like this is rather refreshing. And yeah, I was expecting something along the lines of an orc warlord. Let's hex it with inner flame. Mm, wish I had a little bit of extra mana, but I can always do that. The roots release their grip on the Orc Warlord. Please don't do that. I need it to be grabbed. Okay, flame seeps out. Look at that guy, man. This guy is like almost dead. Feel sorry for this guy. It's about to explode anytime soon. It's not mighty, so I'm not so afraid of it. The big issue with these guys is when they're mighty, but that went very well. The rest of these guys can die by tabbing. Is this guy getting constantly healed? Hmm. Also, this guy has plate, so no wonder I'm not able to kill it. Went for irradiate instead to be able to get rid of it finally. I still have issues with monsters that have heavy body armor. And yeah, in case you were not so sure that this was like a messed up bolt, that's Warlord number 2 and there's still monsters coming, so it very clearly was. Resisted. Unfortunately, this guy has fire resistance. And not anymore. Now it's not resistant anymore, but it is also not weak. Gonna go for Curare. Yeah, this one is a bit more dangerous than the first one, since this one has a launcher. The other one didn't really dealt that much damage to me, since it didn't have a launcher. Okay, it's almost dead. So it's only a matter to of waiting for it to die. Perhaps to speed up the process a bit with Hailstorm. Pretty interesting Orc 1, plentiful with experience. Not gonna say no to that. Wow, it's really a lot of orcs. Um, I'm glad that I picked up Flame Wave. Pretty good spell for the purposes of orc slaying like this. And yeah, insanely large amounts of orcs. Alrighty, not bad at all. Not bad at all. So many monsters. 2 warlords, and like the upstairs were like right in the middle of it. That was so messed up. I'm glad that I did what I did because otherwise that would have been almost impossible to do and potentially deadly. Ashensari in this case kind of saved me. This is shop, and this is an entrance to a volcano. Okay, yeah, we got volcano. Um, Alrighty, that went very well. Let's go into the volcano. Okay, oh, potion of resistance, finally. Gonna be useful for the volcano since I don't have fire resistance. Gotta be careful in the volcano because of that. Mm, yeah. I picked up a heal wounds, but like it's not like this character needs heal wounds. I have 200 HP, so very clearly that's not really gonna be an issue. Um, okay, it's the one that collapses. I'm not a fan of it. Perhaps I will be able to take advantage of Ashensari's crying to see what's the best loot to grab. Mm. Oh, certainly nothing over here. Hand crossbow, okay. It's not an item that I care about with this character. I swear that these hand crossbow things only appear when I actually don't have any use for them. It's like pretty lame. Um, Yeah, I don't care about any of those items. So let's walk in the opposite direction. A roof collapses. It's a stone. Oh no! Man, I feel bad for that steam dragon. Okay, it happened again. Um, Double potion of cancellation. Steam Dragon, Fire Dragon. I like these fire skills. I like the idea of those fire skills. So hopefully the Fire Dragon can make it out before it gets locked in. Um, yeah, get over here, Fire Dragon. Okay, so now if I get locked in here, it's fine, I would say. Having a Fire Dragon with no fire resistance. Alright, not only did I kill the Fire Dragon, but I also got skills. That's great. Let me pick these up. I am interested in trying to make a run for that. Fortunately, I don't think this can like crush you or anything because no such thing exists in the game. Okay, that got locked down. You can still make it over here, pick up the gold. And that's locked now. Well, that was probably a better place to go towards since it had more gold. Yeah, this is my least favorite volcano for its short time nature. Like its time limit nature is kind of lame. Also the loot, I don't know if you noticed, but like the loot wasn't that good apart from the hand crossbow. The hand crossbow was truly a premier item, but yeah, it needed something else. Perhaps I picked up like a... No, I didn't pick up a potion of experience. Like that game the other day, do you remember that I had a potion that I suspected it was experience and it actually was experience, but I died before I could use it? I was hoping for something like that to happen on that volcano, but it didn't happen. Also, I was gonna buy this to identify it, but like, why would I do that if I have a Shensari? Yeah, it's just like old habits definitely die hard when it comes to crawl. Okay, shop number 1. Well, we did get a little bit of extra shops, so for that I am grateful. Let me cast a little bit of inner flame. Did I get a ultra with that? I didn't see. Oh, I did. There we go. This is gonna be good. Lots of explosions. Hailstorm. A bit surprised that the Rolcha hasn't died from that. I'm not afraid of getting paralyzed since I have willpower. Fortunately, I have willpower. Okay, the Rolcha. I'm also not afraid of banishment since once again I have willpower. That went well. Nergal as well. Well, what's up with the gauntlet of uniques? Nergal resisted my inner flame twice. Huh. How likely? Oh, 62%. It's not so bad. Oh, perhaps I should train some hexes. That is indeed something that I should think about doing if I want to use Inner Flame. This mage ending is like nightmarish if you don't have willpower, by the way, since pretty much everything here can paralyze you or banish you. Pretty bad ending if you're in such a position. Fortunately, it is not the case for me this time. I am lacking a lot, but I am compensating for it by just being obscenely strong and also having a lot of HP, so it's fine. Lots of scrolls of linking. If there's something that this character hasn't really been lacking on, is the scrolls of linking. Look at that, I have 11. I wish all games were like this, not gonna lie. Not only did I have the tools to beat a lot of monsters that otherwise would be scary in the very early game, but I also have a lot of scrolls of blinking. So yeah, okay, nothing there is relevant. Now these could be interesting. Poisonous vapors. Oh, it's so cheap too. Why is that book so cheap? It shouldn't be so cheap. That's kind of crazy. Poisonous vapors. Where's poisonous vapors? Poisonous vapors. All right. Perhaps train a little bit of poison magic. Okay, and put poisonous vapors on the quiver. And since we have poisonous vapors and ignite poison, I can just now run around and poisonous vapors ignite poison everything and everyone. That ring is decent. It's not great. The weakness to gold is not something that I can use, unfortunately. I guess it's a bit comforting to know that there's a source of resistance to electricity that doesn't require me to sacrifice a shield, but still. Somehow this orc had many shops and they were okay. I mean, I did see a couple of scrolls of blinking. You cannot really put a price on those. They're like that valuable. So no complaints about that, I suppose. A port. Let's get that. You never know when a port is gonna be useful. Scorch. Oh, I see a Yoctor. Hold on. Might be a shifter since it didn't shoot at me. Yep. Now, it's gonna be tricky when it comes to the mid game. Yeah, that's gonna change my character for better or worse. I might be able to beat it like without any issues at all, or I might die horribly. Because I don't have any kind of resistance, and that's the part of the game where resistances start to become a real serious concern for every character. Um, yeah, not even fire resistance or anything, and I'm about to go into the part of the game abundant, almost full of fire damage, electricity damage. Even in the like, I got snake and swamp, by the way. No shows. Would have loved to get shows for the demon trident, but it was not to be this time. I will be training now. Evocations, because I did wanted to get 8 evocations and I never did it. We got Crystal Spear. That's definitely something to train towards. I also have Servitor in a shop. I know that I have Servitor in a shop, so Servitor Crystal Spear could be my end game. Also, let's take a look at this guy. Not resistant to fire. So we can just scorch until you die. Oh, it's not going that well. Perhaps irradiate until you die then. Yeah, that went much better. Get the loot. D15. Immediately surrounded by monsters on D15. It's fine. We don't have to worry too much about the Pyromancer, since after all it just dies from it just dies from poisonous vapors like nothing. Let me drop this ring of ice. Goodbye, Yoctor. Goodbye, Efreet. Though it could be dangerous, this Efreet, since I don't have fire resistance. But most of the danger that comes from most of the things is not entirely neutralized, but greatly diminished by the fact that I have really good armor class, or really good HP. Like, take a look at that. I just got hit for 55 and wasn't even a significant enough amount of HP for me to not want to continue fighting. There we go. Pretty good spell kit. Perfectly capable of dealing with both a fire dragon and an ice dragon. I like that kind of thing. The Reaver start is already like pretty much irrelevant. The character is has turned into its own thing. And that is completely fine. Starts are never gonna influence what the character ends up being or becoming beyond a certain point. So I'm okay with not really using the spells that much. I do have to say, however, that Kiss of Death was a spell that I used the least, and I actively like tried to avoid using it. I wonder if that's intentional or not. If it's intentional, then of course everything is fine. But if it's not intentional, yeah, it needs some work on it. But I would probably make it a bit less harsh. The main reason why I didn't use it or why I didn't want to use it that much is because the drain is just so extreme. So yeah, Ring of Slaying. Ooh, Ring of Slaying is a thing that I want. It's a thing that I want. Do I want to lose my 6 intelligence? Does it even matter to lose my 6 intelligence? Hmm. Hmm. I want the Ring of Slaying because it's a significant damage increase to my trident, and I like the idea of a significant damage increase. Mm, I will break. I will break the thing. The Ring of Intelligence can unfortunately go away. Yep. And I hope that you feel stupid message is not you know, um, a premonition, you know? It's not like foreshadowing. Hopefully not. Mm, it kind of messes with my silence, but I'm okay with that. And also, like, what truly messes with my silence is the fact that I got rid of a curse of a curse that just like overall reduces the support that I get. The curse itself, like it did enhance their magic, but it's not that important. Fortitude also like reduces my armor and shields. It's fine. There was that D12 bolt that I haven't done because I judged it to most likely be more difficult than D15. So let's go ahead and do this D12. Mm. It's hopefully gonna have some juicy loot in here. There's hopefully some good stuff. This character has already turned into my kind of character. You know, apart from the whole not having resistance thing. Once that is addressed, however, it will be my kind of character. Mm. This is also the kind of character to use choke points, so I probably shouldn't be fighting in the open, as alluding as it is to do such a thing, because of the spells that I have. Okay. Yep. As soon as that guy was dead, I was gonna start walking away because I am at relatively low HP percentage-wise. Um, Psyche. Okay, Psyche. Goodbye, Psyche. She did do Chain of Chaos. It hit me but dealt no damage. I feel like that would be a pretty funny spell for the player. I feel like some should maybe um, give you that spell. Like some already does a lot of wacky stuff, right? So it would be funny if some could make you learn Chain of Chaos. Like if it just forcefully fed it to you. Kind of like Behemoth offers you spells, but like instead of offering it to you, just made you learn it like straight away. I feel like that would be interesting. I wonder how many people would like to use Chain of Chaos. Unfortunately for these no sergeants, its berserking was not that impactful, not anymore. Perhaps that guy should have appeared on D5, at which point it would have destroyed me. Hmm, okay. Yeah, I have to say, yeah, overall, when it comes to Reaver, I think that I've already gotten far enough in the game to give an opinion since from now on, the background doesn't really do that much for the future of this character. Reaver looks like something that that will become part of my repertoire of things to do from now on. Um, it's a strong start. It does need some help. It's definitely not perfect. Specifically the Kiss of Death thing. I don't know if it's like intentional that you really don't want to cast that. Especially it being a level 1 spell. But it definitely is how it is. Right, it is how it is right now. That's how it is. Okay, I can kill these guys easily by casting Inner Flame on a bunch of them. Took me a couple of tries, but we Inner Flame all the ones that will get hit by a Hailstorm, and then I Hailstorm to get rid of all the ones that don't really get hit by Hailstorm. Rounds 2 of that. Pretty good. That's why I opened this. I knew that it wasn't gonna be nearly as dangerous as the same bolt spawning later in the game would be. It's just a bunch of monsters that cannot really hope to compare with what I'm doing. Anyway, that was a nice little bit of experience to get before going into the mid game. Now, unfortunately, it is either Snake or Swamp. Also, it's perhaps time to start thinking about what I'm going to do for the end of the game. I'm really leaning towards getting Crystal Spear plus Servitor. That's what I want to do with this character. Crystal Spear plus Servitor. Put Crystal Spear on the quiver and then just win the game. And Ashensari, being Ashensari means that I can actually do that very, very quickly and very, very well. I have min delay on my polearm, so if I ever find a Demon Trident, I'll be able to switch to that, fully enchant it, and I will have a little bit of supporting melee, but melee will kind of pale in comparison to just like running around spamming Crystal Spear. That also gives me the possibility of going for Shatter. Sorry, going for Shatter. Okay, let's go to Snake. For Snake, obviously, Poisonous Vapors is not gonna do anything. This is the land of no poison magic, but the more the game progresses, the more interesting poison magic is gonna get. Flame Wave, no, Hailstorm is really like the way to go. For this place at least. I have to say that I've noticed the impact of slaying. Like the increase in damage is actually a big deal. Fortitude and range combat. I think I can afford to wait for 2 curses that I will actually use. Unfortunately, range combat and melee combat is like incompatible with each other, like straight up. It's impossible for a character to make use of both of those whenever they are a worshipper of Ashensari. I think Hailstorm is going to be a nice thing to have here. Ooh, Kite Shield of Cold Resistance. That's an upgrade, and my first resistance of the game. Very happy to have found the Kite Shield of Cold Resistance. It's the only shame is that it came bundled with a Naga warrior. And as everyone knows, Nagas with shields, pretty awful. Goodbye, Kite Shields. Fortitude and Companions, that's fine. Not using Companions yet. Okay. I can equip the fire scales now, but I don't know if I am ready to make that switch. I'm saying that I could equip the fire scales since the fire scales give me weakness to cold, but I have cold resistance from the kite shield that I just got. So that's an option to consider if I need an upgrade. What I'm gonna need is to curse some of my stuff. Okay, this guy could be scary. Better position in such a way that I don't get multi-sapped. Yep, but my HP carries the fight. Pretty nice. Should I train more armor? No, I should start going for my plan of Iron Shot or Crystal Spear, sorry. I'm gonna need like 20 because I don't have that much intelligence. 20 and 20 and also 21 since I'm gonna be spamming a lot of spells and by extension I'm gonna need a lot of mana. I also don't know if I want to take off the mana regen. Mana regen, or like normal regen, sorry. I was thinking, I don't know if I want to take off the normal regen for mana regen. Magic mapping. This is the Elf Bolt, where +5 large attack and +3 longbow. Yep. Some low-level elves with not so low-level items. And a couple of dire elephants and hellhounds. Alrighty, unfortunately those items are nothing that I can make use of. Oh, I am trapped in the middle of the fire. Might as well wait for that to calm down. So yeah, surprisingly enough, the combination of Flame Wave and Hailstorm has been doing quite well. Yeah, no complaints about that. Shouldn't go down those stairs because they're surrounded, and this is pretty much the same thing, right? Yeah, pretty much. I think that I can let myself be surrounded by these guys, and then go upstairs. Radiate a couple of them. Lucky me was able to get 3 radiates. I don't know how that happened, but I was able to get 3 radiates before gray contamination. You know, normally when I start dance this place with like a character like this one, it goes very poorly, but so far it's been okay. I'm surprised. Very, very surprised. I thought that the mid game was going to be significantly harder, but who knows, it may be one of those situations where I'm lured into a false sense of security by the first level, and then the second level is the worst thing ever. And it kind of is being the worst thing ever right now, not gonna lie. Definitely a very unpleasant second level of the pit of snakes. Okay, the power of the trident plus the ring of slaying is still very noticeable. Fortunately, I don't have to rely solely on the damage from the weapon, because if I did, this would not be going so well. Okay, we got LRD. I need to get that for the purpose of doing the bolts. It's just a great spell for bolts. Cause fear. I could also get Cause Fear, since after all I do have some levels in hexes. Yeah, Ashensari is the way to go. Ashensari lets you do everything. Even if your character doesn't have the greatest aptitudes ever, you can get all of the spells in all of the different schools if you go Ashensari. So absurdly powerful. Could you believe that it used to be even more powerful than this? That's what blows my mind. That at some point this version of Ashensari used to be even more powerful. Okay, get rid of that guy. Immolation. Yay, okay. Immolation is nice to have. I think that Hailstorm used to be way better when it didn't check evasion. That's such a tragedy. On the other hand, it also costs 3 mana now, so that's fine. Okay, I'm not killing this anaconda. I'm gonna irradiate it. Unfortunately, there's another one. Oof, that combination of anacondas kinda chunked down my HP quite a bit. You know what? Now that I have enough Earth Magic to cast LRD, I'm gonna train spellcasting, so I can get LRD. Elements and Cunning. I don't want, like, as I said, I want 2 curses that I can actually take advantage of, not only one. I can afford to wait. Zombie Hands. I could go for the classic Zombie Hands plus Crystal Spear, plus Servitor too, to further exacerbate my damage, but I don't really want to go for Zombie Hands. Zombie Hands is a spell that I almost never get. Even on this character that is getting like every spell school, I'm not getting Necromancy. Yeah, I don't like the idea of Kiss of Death being a Necromancy spell, because I feel like training for it only to not want to use it feels kind of bad. But it's a level 1 spell, like, Probably it doesn't need that much necromancy to be usable. Saint Roca. Saint Roca. Okay, for Saint Roca we have Immolation. That's what we have for Saint Roca. That looks good. Immolation. Okay, walks towards me. Okay, this is Saint Roca, right? Willpower plate. So I would have never been able to hack Saint Roca myself. That hurts. Please don't do it again. Yep, Saint Roca explodes. Beautiful. Ran out of mana. It's fine, I can finish this off by tabbing. Great. That was probably one of the best possible setups for me to fight Saint Roca on. Like, the arena was just perfect in the sense that it was open enough for monsters to get hit by multiple explosions from immolation, but not open enough for me to get overwhelmed by monsters. Yeah, the monsters that wanted to get to me needed to go through the clouds of fire too, and that was great. Still wandering the dungeon looking for an upgrade to my trident. You know what? There's this demon trident called Rift. I would love to get that. Melee and introspection sounds delightful. We can put that on the kite shield, but I kind of want to put it on the ring of slaying. It's a melee curse, and I am okay. So if I take off the ring of slaying, if I ever want to remove it, I will most likely not have use for a melee curse anyway. So it does make sense to put it on the ring of slaying. I have started to warm up a bit to level 3 Hailstorm. I think the utility that it gives, like the area of effect damage from a level 3 spell, is kind of pretty great. So on my future Reaver runs, I'm definitely gonna start using Hailstorm a lot more, which is crazy for me to say, since for the longest time I didn't use Hailstorm due to the donut area of effect. I never really liked, and I still don't like that it doesn't hit things that are next to you. Like, because usually the things that are next to you are the things that you want to get rid of the most, barring some special circumstances. But it's okay when you have good, very powerful things to do to things that are next to you, such as this in this character's case, meleeing them or casting Irradiate. And it does do some serious damage. It does some pretty decent amounts of damage, alongside only costing 3 mana, by extension being spammable. I miss the fact that it used to ignore evasion was great, but not anymore. Yeah, from 0.29 to this version, it's changed a bit, the spell, which unfortunately kinda messes with my spell overview of Ice Magic. That's why I kinda held off on doing the Conjurations one. I didn't know about Reaver, but I didn't want it to be obsolete immediately. And it was a good feeling, the one that I had regarding Conjurations, because the game just got a couple of new Conjurations that are not gonna be in my other spell overviews, but will be in the one for Conjurations. Okay, why is that Naga warrior not walking towards me? That was interesting. I don't even have stealth or anything. That guy even saw me and still didn't walk towards me. Crazy. Huh. Why did the Naga Sharpshooter have an Arbalest and a Halberd? That's interesting combination of things to have. So, I have noticed that it's not going that fast for what I consider to be a strong character, and I wonder why that is. Um, I anticipate that I'm gonna start to get into trouble by bolts, since bolts is the land where everyone has shields and heavy armor. So the trident will become more and more irrelevant. It's already starting to show signs of its age, unfortunately. Pretty strong item, but yeah, as you can see, when it comes to dealing with this guy is out damaging me pretty hard. Okay, let's get rid of a couple of things that I'm carrying, like this amulet of reflection. Perhaps get throwing? Been thinking about it a bit. After all, I do have a curse that enhances throwing. I don't know which curse enhances throwing. Is it a ranged combat curse? Because if it's a ranged combat curse, then that's how you take advantage of both melee combat and ranged combat curses as a worshipper of Ashensari. And that's a pretty smart thing to do, I suppose, when it comes to curses. I was going to suggest that maybe melee curses and ranged curses should be like mutually exclusive, so that you didn't get both the curse for melee combat and ranged combat. But that makes a bit of sense. I'm glad that I didn't say anything. Okay, I got slowed. What slowed me? Who slows people? Do you slow people? Do you slow people? Who slowed me? Did I get slowed by Kirari? Because like that's unexpected. Yes, it is unexpected. Gonna cast Swiftness. I think that even though I'm slow, I can still outrun these guys if I'm swift. Oh, I cannot outrun the Anaconda, of course. Pretty hurt. Pretty hurt. Don't like this. Why is this fast? That's insane. I'm constricted, so it's gonna be difficult to do this. Okay. Fortunately, reading a Scroll of Fear got the job done. I have access to Cause Fear, and I even have some Hexes training, but the Scroll is just better. Cause Fear relies too much on spell power, and the Scroll casts it with a lot of spell power. I feel like I'm about to get surrounded, so yeah, that's why I didn't want to use Irradiate. I wanted to wait until I was surrounded to use it. Man, Irradiate is so good. 3 dice of 20. It's so pitiful when it comes to its damage because I don't have spell power. I don't have any spell power. Only 19 intelligence. Been leveling up intelligence the entirety of the game. I have been doing that, right? I lost. Oh, I have -1 intelligence from something. It's not that much of an issue, but still. Okay. Alchemy and Beguiling. I think that I also want that, Alchemy and Beguiling. You can put that on the Kite Shield of Cold Resistance. And I don't mind that it's +0 because, like, it's a Kite Shield. We are not going to be enchanting a Kite Shield ever. In case we were in a crazy surplus of Scrolls of Enchant Armor, I would enchant literally everything else before the Kite Shield, because that's the way to go. Okay. Pretty scary to be weak to poison and surrounded by Curare Nagas. Yeah, that could be pretty bad. Okay, Guardian Serpent. Am I going to get surrounded? Doesn't look like it, and for that I am grateful. The difference when one of these guys has a shield and when they don't is like night and day. When they do and when they don't. Okay. Of course, it's a traditional snake ending. Like, there's no snake ending without unending fights versus snakes. I've never been a fan of how ridiculously long these fights are. Did I? Oh, I forgot to turn that off. Well, it's fine. Can turn it off now. Can turn on Earth Magic. I was just thinking about it because this is the perfect time to use LRD. So I'm gonna learn it. Once again, I'm learning spells mid-combat. Ah, my memorization was interrupted. I was about to finish learning it. So annoying. Um, mm, mm. Okay, now I finished memorizing, so I can start hitting things with LRD. Can I LRD the broken door? Yeah, I can. Look at that. Store door frame shatters. Sweet. I think that may have been the first time that I LRD a stone door, or like a broken door. I mean, I guess it is broken enough to be usable as a door, but not broken enough to not be usable for the purposes of LRD. This Salamander Tyrant is kind of spooky. Yeah, it can deal a lot of magic damage. Very interesting, considering that Nagas are not well known for that. Like, usually you would associate the high level snakes for magic damage, or with magic damage. But this one certainly can make you explode. That is, of course, unless you kill them before they kill you. By the way, this character will finish the game with like 350 HP or so if I manage to keep the robust. And I am looking forward to that. Yeah, having such large amounts of robust is, or like such large amounts of HP is a great thing. Very big fan of having a lot of HP. Normally almost impossible to get on a character that isn't like dragon form or something. If this character had access to dragon form, it would have like 500 HP, perhaps even more than that, by the end of the game. But that's not what I wanted to go for today. Let me get Crystal Spear. Yeah, now I can get Servitor. Obviously, cannot cast that yet. Will be a while until I can cast it, since I only have 19 intelligence and I'm wearing a shield and armor. So, yep, casting that will be difficult. But I have Ashensari, so the power of Ashensari will compel everything to be castable. Perhaps even level 9 spells like Shatter. That's just how strong Ashensari is. Okay, we got our first rune and we're experience level 18. My resistances situation is still very, very awkward. I'm not a fan of it. I would like to go, maybe go do elf, because I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about doing elf. There is, of course, very serious dangers in there, like not so much getting banished, but being stuck in fights that are very difficult for me. Like for example, being silencing and then finding a master archer or a blade master could be a very big problem for my character. Um, I could also go do Swamp, but Swamp scares me because I don't have any kind of resistance whatsoever. I've been in the receiving end of Will-O-Wisps a bit too much to know better than to not respect them. You know what I also wanted to try? I wanted to try Jin Reaver. I feel like Jin Reaver is like probably the ultimate Reaver. It might legit be the ultimate Reaver because I felt very heavily that one of the things that I wanted to have the most when it comes to this Reaver thing was additional alternative spells. The spells that it starts with are good, but they're not spammable. So you need to start the fight with the spells that you start the game with, and then like go ahead and like cast different spells. And I just didn't have the different spells. Fence Rider Witches terrify you with nearly any character. They're pretty strong. They're some of the strongest enemies in that place in Swamp. Um, for this character, they're not that much of an issue since I do have willpower, but they're pretty scary. Um, okay, I actually should have gone for Irradiate here instead of going for the Silence. Silence is still renders those guys unable to cast, so it's still being a good tool. But yeah, cannot silence versus dancing weapons. That would just end very poorly for me. Mm. I don't like how this is looking, taking a bit too much damage. Oh, look at that. This guy just decided to step next to me. I will take advantage of that. Okay, can I run away from the halberd since I'm swift? No, the answer was no. I wasn't able to run away from the halberd, but it was still a halberd, so it was never gonna step next to me. I mean, I have. You know what I really want? Stone Arrow is what I really want, and I've also not gotten it. At this point, it's kind of a bit too late, but it just would. It is my comfort spell to put on the quiver. It's like 3 mana for this awful spell that only hits one monster that can miss, and that it doesn't even hit that hard, but it's just so easily spammable and so comfy to use. Um, if I had Stone Arrow with this character, I would use it even if it was not the correct thing to do. Um, just because it greatly speeds up the game. Mm. I think that I can do Elf, but it is definitely pretty spooky. For example, right now I'm silenced, right? So if I was to find a dancing weapon, it would be an issue. Same goes for finding a high-level non-magical elf, such as a Blade Master or a Master Archer. Those ones would ruin my day if I was silenced. So I think that silence is very, very strong, but it takes a lot of balancing to be able to use properly. Pretty funny, these bolts with ball lightning and stuff. Mm. Oh yeah, I did this to myself, so now I have to deal with it. Yep. Fortunately, the Vorpal Darflail didn't deal as much damage as I feared it was going to do. That could have been way worse than it ended up being. Okay, position myself in a way that I won't get multi-sapped and just tank it because I have good amounts of HP. So, ooh, Shining Eye. Thank you for not malmutating me. I would say that Zephyrmancers without the resistance are significantly scarier than Pyromancers without the resistance. I mean, I can just silence them, and then that just renders them unable to do anything against me. But I would still prefer not to fight them whenever possible, since we have already discussed the dangers of being silenced. Oh, that's a sorcerer. Hold on. For sorcerers, I absolutely have to silence. Once again, like, they don't do anything while silenced. They don't do anything to me. But if they're not silenced, we are in some serious issues. It would potentially end very poorly for me if I was to fight one of those guys without it being silenced. Irradiate, irradiate. Man, irradiate is so good. Sifmulas Bademecum. Bademecium? I don't know how you pronounce that. Of Fogu. I wonder what spells it has. Poisonous Vapors, Lightning Bolt, and Storm Form. That reminds me that I can quiver Poisonous Vapors again, because we are not in a lure branch, and by extension, a large amount of the denizens of this place are hurt by it. Not all of them, of course. It doesn't do very well versus these air elementals, unfortunately. This might be an issue. Like, they don't deal that much damage, but the damage is gonna pile up. And I cannot really run away from them. They paralyze me. Yep, exactly what I am a bit worried about. It's just a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Very like slow and steady. I'm just like getting constantly scratched. The petrification or like the paralysis definitely doesn't help. So I'm gonna read a teleport because I cannot run away from these guys and I cannot kill them fast enough. Yeah, I'm trying to tap them, but it's not going well. Okay, waiting for the teleport to happen. All right. That's not good. Okay. You still have bad memories of your first time running in a character using silence and then running into Azrael and thinking he was a true spellcaster. Let's take a look at Azrael real quick. Azrael may be immune to silence. Yeah, if so, that's funny. Oh, did I search for a spell? Because I wanted to search for a monster. Oh, yep. Anti-magic, but not silence. You love to see it. Azrael is a demon, and demons are immune to getting silence like that. Ooh, I see a guy. It's probably a dancing weapon. It's moving way too fast to be an elf. Okay, I'm resting slowly and carefully, one at a time. It's not an elf, it's a fire elemental. Okay. Doors are the greatest invention in this game. Yeah, if you ever wondered why doors were nerfed, it's because of the thing that I just did among many others. Like, just having access to a door is pretty strong. How's my crystal spear looking? 96. Yeah, of course, I haven't really been gaining that much experience. I'm not going at the incredibly fast pace that I would like to go. I'm lacking something to be able to just zoom through the game and destroy everything. What am I lacking? A good kill dude's spell or a better weapon that I could actually like fully enchant. I have 7 enchant weapons, so the moment I see something like a demon trident, or if I find Wyrmbane, that would also be great. Or, of course, there's the Trishula Condemnation, or there's just like a wide array of very strong items that I could use. Including some halberds and glaives that I found on the floor. But unfortunately, I have a shield, and I don't think I wanna like part ways with my shield. Man, this vampiric battle axe is a pretty beast weapon. I would be very happy to use that, but no. And there was a time where I like almost did it, right? Yeah, I think I had like a super early game axe. No? Oh, must have been in a previous game because I had a War Axe of Flaming and I almost switched into it. But I think it was in the maze attempt. But yeah, the maze attempt didn't go well. It was extremely rough. Ooh, this looks like a... Oh, I have to use that. I have to use it. Like every time I've gotten the robe of folly with a spellcaster, like with a dedicated spellcaster, I've used it, and it's always great. By the way, when it comes to this guy, I have to silence it. It is unfortunately a robe. I guess that gives me incentive to cast like a statue form. The Annihilators are not that scary for my character. I just have to either stay away and poison them or silence them when they're close. And they do tend to blink close to you, so there's that. Yeah, my character is like in a pretty good spot. Like it has a pretty good kit for the purposes of actually dealing with the elves. By the way, I don't want to stay in this position. The bolt is designed in such a way that annihilators can definitely multi-sap you with their lightning bolt, and also like they're always within range of crystal spear and iron shot. So that bolt is designed to actually give you some serious trouble. Um, I like that design for a bolt with the Robo Folly. But yeah, the Robo Folly is just a beast of an item, in case you have never used it. I would say that it is among the most powerful artifacts on Randarts in the entirety of the game. I don't want to do a tier list, and I will never do a tier list for Randarts or on Randarts because like you cannot really choose between them, so it doesn't make any sense. I think it only makes sense to make a tier list for things that you can actually choose between, like gods, backgrounds, and species. You use whatever artifacts happen to land on the lap of your character. But if you get this one and you're playing a spellcaster already, do think about using it because it's insanely strong. Mm. Yes, it sets your willpower to 0. That is correct. It is not a YASD trap. It is not. However, the requirements to properly use the Robo Folly, as far as I have come to determine them for my own characters, are a bit complicated. Like, you need a character that is casting Firestorm specifically, but once you get Robo Folly, you can just cast Firestorm pretty much indefinitely. Because it halves the mana cost and it increases the spell power of the Firestorm. I have won 15 rune characters with the Robo Folly. In fact, my most powerful character ever video on YouTube features the Robo Folly, and I take it to Extended, and I do the entirety of Extended with the Robo Folly. And I think I only got hexed once in the entirety of Extended. And obviously it was not because monsters tried to hex me and I resisted it. It was because I was just killing the monsters in 1 or 2 turns after they entered my line of sight, so they didn't really have time to hex me. I do have to say there was one situation in Hell where I went down some stairs and I immediately was surrounded by leeches. Like I was fighting like 4 of them at the same time, and that was kind of spooky. I did have to play that very carefully, but I managed to kill everything anyway, so it wasn't the end of the world. Um, yeah, like it's difficult to use. You should not just find it and put it on immediately because that will get you killed. Especially at the point in the game where you're not killing monsters 1 or 2 turns before or after they enter the screen. Um, but my plan with every character that wants to use the Robo Folly is to do precisely that, to avoid the reality of having 0 willpower, because at the end of the day that's a pretty bad thing. Definitely not to be underestimated, or to be more precise, underestimate that at your own peril. Yep. If you are curious about that character, the strongest character ever, you can just search my YouTube for that specific video. You'll probably find it very easily, and you will see what I'm talking about. Oof, this guy has poison resistance and a purple double sword. I can't believe it. Poison resistance makes this guy kind of rough to fight against. I guess I better silence you before you mighty as well. Before you go mighty, is what I'm trying to say. How am I going to kill you, Mr. Donald? How am I going to kill you? You have chainmail, right? Yeah, chainmail means that you're immune to LRD, pretty much. Charm, no, mind burst. Inner flame, 37. Nah, it's not gonna get the job done. Yeah, this is difficult. I have no idea how we are killing Donald. How are we killing Donald? Irradiate spam, I suppose. That could also work, but I'm not feeling too confident when it comes to. Oh, I forgot. I forgot that Donald can swim, and because of that, Donald cannot be waterlogged. Monsters that can swim are immune to waterlogged, so I guess I'm just gonna deal with fast and mighty Donald, unless I go downstairs and wait it out. But Donald is guarding my bazaar, and I want to go in. I am definitely in need of some nice items with this character. Chimera, mature fire ox beast. Scorch, maybe? I'm thinking Scorch because it's a Fire Ox beast, so that will make it, yeah, take more damage. The Blast of Flame hits Donald, Donald is burned terribly. So from pretty much full HP, now Donald is severely wounded. Very clearly using Scorch was the correct thing to do. Okay, Donald dies. Man, carried by my Fire Ox Chimera. It's only mature, um, and it already deals 3 dice of 30. That consumable, like, or that item, Box of Beasts, is such a great thing to have. Okay, we found the bazaar. Now let me take a look at my inventory. I'm full. Let me drop my potions. I'm no longer full. Let's go in. A Cloak of the Thief. Ooh, I want to buy that. My current cloak is +0, so could definitely replace that. Lightning Scales. Maze of Variability. It's a great maze, in case you're wondering. So it is not something that I can wield. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Cloak of Willpower. That's better than the Cloak of the Thief. Easily better than the Cloak of the Thief. I will be grabbing that. Also buying the Wand of Light. I don't think I have one. I'm glad that I held on buying anything. Perhaps the Staff of Conjuration as well, because I'm very lacking when it comes to spell power, because I have like no intelligence. This character is powerful because it has just like a tool for every situation, and that definitely compensates for the extremely weak spells that I'm casting. It's like weak, but I just have the perfect tool every time. And I like that. Yeah, we're absolutely buying the staff as well, unless I have already found one. I have no staff of conjuration. Okay, I'll buy it. Let me uncurse or destroy the cloak. The cloak, yes. Get rid of the cloak. Put on the Cloak of Willpower. Enchant the Cloak of Willpower. Wow, I have 8 enchant armors. That's crazy. Now I have 6, and now I can curse that. And now we have all the willpower that we're gonna need for the rest of the game. I could even get rid of the Ring of Willpower since I'm a 4 will power per level up species. So I don't need too many. I don't need 2 sources of willpower, fortunately enough. Normal species needs 2, but 4 willpower per level up species only need 1. So yeah, I insist that the Robe of Folly is a great item. I can maybe put it to use with Crystal Spear as well, but it is kind of dangerous to use with Crystal Spear. It's definitely the kind of item that is best used with Firestorm, and specifically Firestorm. Something that I don't have yet, so yeah, something to keep in mind for the future. Oh, you know what would be nice to have right now? Toxic Radiance for the purposes of fighting multiple elves at the same time. Not that necessary, but it would be nice. Hey, look at that, the Ring of Optimism. It's pretty much like the Ring of Willpower that I'm carrying, but an artifact instead of not being an artifact. Now, if it also gave 10 intelligence or something, I would be very excited for it, but unfortunately it does not do such a thing. Silence. Being able to just say silence and kill all the elves is pretty nice. By the way, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make the push all the way to Elf 3 because it's dangerous at the end of the day, since I have no resistances, other than willpower, that is. But I feel tempted. I'm not getting destroyed by the elves, is what I'm trying to say. Silence is in fact making this whole interaction go the other way around. I am the one destroying the elves. I'm glad that the Ashen's crying is going away because it's not letting me rest in some situations, and it is kind of annoying. Like it's a situation where it's safe for me to rest, but I cannot rest because of the Ashen's crying. Mm. Starburst. Starburst is an interesting spell to have. Oh, it says 24% chance to miscast. Hmm. And I cannot learn it yet, but I could just forget a couple of things to be able to pick up Starburst. I'll probably forget Flame Wave. I always confuse Flame Wave and Flame Burst. It's a shame that they're called so similarly. And they also do very similar stuff. That's why I confuse them. But one is in Rift Wizard and one is in Crawl. And by the way, this is the entrance to the vault, the F3 vault. Pretty nasty set of stairs, or perhaps not so much, but still, perhaps I shouldn't be fighting on top of these stairs since I don't want to fight high-level elves. On the other hand, it could be considered safer kind of position to fight in, since I can just like say I don't want to do this anymore and go upstairs. Okay, I don't want to do this anymore and go upstairs as I said. All right, go back down. Poison everyone. Poison arrow, 8 damage. There's the one resistance that I do have. Bring the demonologist upstairs with me. Kill the demonologist. Go downstairs. Kill the annihilator. Unfortunately, the death mage would be reviving if I was to kill it right now. So I need to stall a bit, and by that I mean go elsewhere. Yeah, I saw the Blade Master and I was like, you know what? What about no? I didn't use silence there because I was very conscious of the possibility of a Blade Master. Even though I was standing on the stairs, I still didn't want to go upstairs. Potentially with a Blade Master on top of me, that would be a very, very bad thing. And yeah, I can kill the Blade Masters, but um, poison is a bit overpriced. Like, I shouldn't use poison here. This guy has no poison resistance. Beautiful. No fire resistance either. Got a miscast. It's almost dead. Goodbye. Alrighty. Mm. Lots of rings of slaying. Lots of rings of plus stats. This almost looks like a shop that like should be a vault shop with only plus stuff on your rings. Okay, need to rest my mana. Alrighty. With this character, I have not really felt the need or desire to use mana regen, which is something that I normally like quite a lot on my spellcasters. Okay, this is definitely a moment for Flame Wave. Ouch. Okay, how about you don't do that again? Yeah, I got multi-scepter. Pretty sure, yep. Hits me ×2, 46 damage. The kind of thing that would be very, very bad for a lot of characters, but not for this one, because this one fortunately has a lot of HP. Companions and Fortitude is good. I'll put that on the cloak. We can definitely afford to do such a thing. Since I will be getting Curse of Companion, or like I will be getting Servitor pretty much the moment that I can cast, that I have Crystal Spear at 50, because the Servitor will not cast it if it's over 50. But like all that I need to do is have it at 49%, and then I can cast Servitor. And I don't think the Servitor speaks. I'm not sure actually. Let's find out. Monster Servitor. It's gonna give me Profane Servitor and Spellforce Servitor. I cannot see if it needs to speak in order to cast. I hope not. Hashtag just Ogre things. That is correct. Just Ogre things. Good stuff. Walking around with nothing but poison resistance and cold resistance and a little bit of willpower, but gargantuan 254 HP. Courtesy not only from my natural robustness, but also the mutation and 23 fighting. Trident of Distortion could be something worth thinking about when it comes to upgrading my base weapon. Of course, I would like to not have to use Distortion, but we are playing with a character that actually can take advantage of everything that Distortion has to offer. I normally consider the blinking away of monsters a bit of a downside, a weakness of Distortion, because it just makes ranged monsters be farther away from you. But I don't really have that issue if I am also capable of doing very strong things from afar with this character. This guy has everything. Oh, look at that. Not only does it have everything, but it also has a ring for me, and it's also going to kill me because I'm silencing. So my greatest fear finally came to happen. Blade Master, I'm silenced. Unfortunately, that pretty much means use cancellation. Perhaps Chimera. I got a Juvenile, so not even a Major. Um, and it doesn't do anything. It just melees. 19 and 10. It's very fast, so hopefully you can get something done. But we are gonna have to drink cancellation here because otherwise we are in some serious trouble. Okay, it's poison resistant. This guy's kind of crazy. Like, it's a super strong Blade Master. It's wearing plate of resistance to corrosion, and it has an excellent ring. So I have to survive this. Oof, it's getting pretty complicated because like I want to spam Irradiate. Even if it gives me yellow contamination, I would still spam Irradiate until the Blade Master dies. But I don't want to hit the ally that I summoned. Okay, I don't think that I'm gonna be using javelins or large rocks. But I will be using this ring. Yes. We can get rid of the willpower. Perhaps I'm gonna wait for a bit because this willpower does make it so that Deep of Sorcerers cannot banish me at all, 0%. So once I'm out of here, I'll destroy the ring, and then I'll replace it for this much better ring. It unfortunately has -2 intelligence. That's like the only bad thing about this ring, but otherwise this is such a beast of a ring. It also gives me like poison resistance. That allows me to get rid of my current body armor and replace it with potentially something else. Not the Row Folly immediately. I do plan to eventually wear it, but perhaps Ice Dragon Scales, considering that it gives me 3 pips of the resistance. Okay, so far, like, that ring alone has already made it worth it to go here so early. I know that it may seem a bit crazy to walk around here with no fire resistance, keeping in mind that I already, got the resistance in a pretty great item that I do want to use, but I am more afraid of getting banished. Getting banished would be a bad thing. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would certainly be quite undesirable. Miscast Irradiate, unfortunate. Master Archer, extremely poisoned, didn't die. That whole interaction dealt 70-ish damage to me. Could have been worse. Could have been way worse. Oh, the guy has poison resistance. A shame. LRD? Yeah, it does have a robe, I think it had. A scale mail. Well, even though it had scale mail, LRD was powerful enough to punch through it. 3 dice of 19. Not bad for something that hits from afar. Okay, running around with the poison package, killing elves. Can I hit this guy? Yeah, I cannot hit it. There's no way I would be able to hit it. Let's do it again. Ignite poison. Okay. It's always good to be wary of Master Archers and Blade Masters. Those guys have some ridiculously large damage output. Okay, silence the Annihilator. Better silence it than get hit by a Crystal Spear and then be crying about how I should have silenced the Annihilator. 6 intelligence rapier, but I'm not using that. Okay. Same goes for the sorcerer. Same thing that I said about the Annihilator. The Annihilator goes for the sorcerer. I was a bit hesitant on buying the Staff of Conjuration because I suspected that Elf 3 was going to have a Staff of Conjuration. But then again, I also knew that if I didn't buy it, I was just like giving up the certainty of having one for the possibility of having one. So I decided to buy it. And then, of course, I got one in Elf 3. It's fine. It's not really an issue because it wasn't even that expensive. In fact, if it had been worth over 500, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Ring of Willpower, we don't need that. We fortunately don't need that. What is this? Boots. Ooh, okay, Manual of Fighting. I'm glad that I got this because that means that I can definitely give it some use. But first I'm gonna be training more conjurations. I think if I get conjurations to 18, I should have a crystal spear under 50%. Was that it when it comes to the vault? I think so. Well, it's time to shatter the chains, get rid of my willpower. Cannot get rid of the slaying yet, but soon. Very, very soon. Okay. And now I can get rid of my swamp scales as well. Look at that. These resistances now, like they went from looking so poorly to looking so good. Like they just look bad. Yeah, no ice scales. Let's take a look at the loot in this level. Lots of rings because we got that shop with 1,000,000 rings. And that's pretty much it. There was actually not that much loot for my character. Kinda surprising, not gonna lie. Looking forward to cursing that ring because that ring is just something else. That ring will stay with me for the rest of the game. Oh wow! Losing the 2 intelligence. Oh, and the curse, I suppose. The 2 intelligence and the curse made it so that I was straight up unable to cast Crystal Spear. Look at that! I lost 3 Earth Magic. It was at 18 and now it's at 15.4. So I need a Curse of Elements for that ring. Yeah, gonna be good to keep that in mind. Okay. Alrighty, let us continue. Let us continue. Swamp? I mean, I can do swamp now. Yeah, now that I have 3 pips of fire resistance, swamp shouldn't be nearly as threatening as it used to be. I also have poison resistance, so I'm okay. Oh, for this place, I'm gonna put Scorch on the quiver again. I insist that swamp and lair branches in general are just more dangerous than places like Elf if you just have the correct tools to deal with Elf. Because in Elf it's very rare that you're gonna have to fight the one that I just fought. In fact, I think that during almost the entirety of Elf I didn't really lose that much HP as much HP as I just did in that single fight. Or that first fight in Swamp, I lost like 61 HP. Well, I lost more than 61 because it didn't regen me to full HP. I have a stop in my RC file that doesn't regen me to 100% HP. It regens me to 90%. This is interesting. I could potentially replace my Ring of Slaying with this when it comes to, abandoning melee altogether. It's kind of looking like it's gonna be that way. I like the idea of having melee, but I also have so many good things to not be a melee character that yeah. Hold on, let me just destroy those trees so that the Eleonoma doesn't heal with the trees. Mm. Oh, it turned into a wand of digging. That's nice. Um, wands of digging are so rare. Mm. I'm glad that I got one. 12 charges too. That's feels so luxurious to get so many charges of wand of digging. Mm. Beguiling and cunning. Beguiling enhances conjurations, so it does help the crystal spear, but cunning does not help the ogre, so I'm going to not get that. Hmm. Kirky should be easy to kill. Okay, there we go. Easy kill, like it was nothing. Okay, I didn't really take that much damage, but I did lose a ton of HP, so it's probably for the best that I do not continue fighting there. I also made a ton of noise and there were some monsters coming at me, so yep, better play it safe. Nicola, with a Cloak of Preservation. Unfortunately, I already have a Cloak of Willpower, which is a very high value item that I already even fully enchanted. So I'm not switching to a Cloak of Preservation. I don't have resistance to electricity. I do have File of Lots. So File of Lots Nicola. Nicola is waterlogged. Ignite Poison and Poisonous Vapors. Not in that order, but you know. So second cast of Ignite Poison, it's fine. Let's go for the third. Ignite Poison, that's fine. Goodbye, Nicola. Alrighty. Not bad, not bad at all. I'm glad that I actually have the tool to be able to deal with Nicola this time, because otherwise it would have been a rather awkward fight. I would say that File of Thoughts is kinda busted because of what we just saw. I think it's not very hard to argue um, to make an argument for like File of Loss being way too powerful when it just neutralized one of the most dangerous uniques that exists in the game. Mm. Okay, Louise with a Trident of Distortion. Should not be a difficult kill because she doesn't have poison resistance. And yeah, she was not. She can be such a pain for melee characters, but melee characters are just weaker. I would say that straight up melee characters are more difficult than mages because they just have less options. And usually the best way for a melee character to kill things just checks all of the things in the world. Like it can check resistances, it can check defenses. Um, yeah, it just checks everything, but mages don't have that issue. It can also, melee attacks miss so frequently, and the more powerful a mage gets, the least that is an issue. So yeah, mages are really the way to go for me. I have noticed that, like for the last year and a half, perhaps up to 2 years or so, whenever I play a melee character, I just feel so significantly weaker than whenever I play a mage. It was a bit alleviated when I was playing Swords Dexterity characters, but still was a pretty rough experience at times, unless the character was truly shining and great. And once again, compare this character to my average melee character. I would say that if I was entirely solely relying on melee, this character would have died super early. But it fortunately was not the case because I had access to really good extra options that didn't entail only melee. What is that? Oh, it's not a very good dagger. I thought that I had seen Wormbane for a second there, but unfortunately it was not the case. Mm. Range combat and alchemy, that's range combat. We don't care about range combat. And once again, I have taken a lot of damage here. Reading a teleport. Swamp confirmed more scary than elf. Ouch, ouch, stop that. I'm amazed that the stone arrow was a thing that I blocked. And I just took 42 damage from that. Crazy. Can I not die? Like, I mean, it feels weird to be at 2 digits HP. I know that a lot of characters would be at 2 digits HP and would be like it's nothing. And then with a normal character, I would be super dead right now. But fortunately, I'm not a normal character. I'm an ogre. And I can probably teleport before this bunyip hits me. It's not a mighty bunyip. I'm gonna drink a heal once just for safety. Alright. Man, swamp can be pretty messed up at times. Nope. Gonna go for the irradiate again. Thinking about blinking. How many? Like, I have a ton of blinking. Am I seriously gonna risk dying because I don't want to use one of my 12 blinkings? Like, that's just absurd. We can get hit by that. It doesn't deal enough damage, and I escaped that hellish level. Yeah, I think that legit elf is easier than swamp for the reasons illustrated in what just transpired. Mm, mm. Ouch. Mighty Bonjeep is not what we want to see. This would be a great time to have Wand of Quicksilver or Blink the spell, and I have none that I can remember. I think I did find D4 scroll blink. Oh, I skipped D4 because it had the grinder. Well, imagine if I had died due to the lack of a scroll blinking. That would have been pretty sad. Um, okay, hopefully we can finally be done with this hellish swamp. Man, I don't like swamp. Well, at least not with this character. This is definitely not the kind of character that does swamp very well. Um, A swamp is excellent at swarming you with very fast, very highly damaging monsters. Like, even if you leave aside the very strong spellcasters, um, it's still like Spriggan bands and alligators, and then mighty Bunyip running at you, and then don't even mention the hydras. So yeah, not the kind of place for a character without excellent physical defenses. Mm. There's some characters where I do swamp and I feel like it's the freest thing ever, and then there's some characters like this one where swamp is literally more difficult than elf. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're still gonna survive anyway. Mm. I don't really see myself losing with this character. Not after we have gotten to this point. It was still up in the air when before I got the resistances that I just got from that ring. But now I think if I was to die, it would be almost entirely my fault. Robe of Resistance. It only means cold resistance. It's not that appealing of an item. Hmm. How is the Crystal Spear doing? 77. So yeah, need to get another Element's Curse for it to get better again. Okay, for a second I was fighting a Mighty Hydra, and that did get slightly scary, but we're fine now. I'm okay to continue fighting. I wish I had something like Noxious Walk, yeah, like, when it comes to spells that hit multiple things, best thing that I have is Flame Wave, and Flame Wave is not really the ideal thing to use right now. I'm gonna re-teleport, better do it early than die, taking quite a bit of damage. I'm a bit amazed that the Leonom are not poison resistant, so they get confused by Swamp Drakes. A bit anti-synergistic, if I say so myself. I expect one of those, or like I would expect those guys to be resistant. Kind of want to drink Ambrosia, but depending on where I land, that may be a terrible idea. In fact, I should do the opposite and cast Swiftness, so I can run away in case I land in a pretty messed up spot. Introspection and melee combat. Oof. I kinda wanna pass on it. Like, I don't care about introspection curses anymore because I'm an ogre with a manual of fighting. So I can just get all the fighting skill that I want myself. Um, with other species, I value introspection very highly, especially if I'm casting spells. But even though I'm casting spells and I obviously am using my HP, it's not something that I really want anymore with an ogre. Um, and it's funny because I tend to not get them whenever I do want to get them with other species. The introspection curses. I feel like I get a lot of them early on, and then the more the game progresses, the least introspection curses I get. The rune must be in there. Yeah. Okay. Am I? Oh, for a second I thought that I was like trapped in the pocket of the level that had generated, um, like completely cut off from everything else. But fortunately, the level generator in Crawl very rarely does such things. Pretty much never does it unless there's some stairs, like an actual way to escape the situation. This is gonna be the final level for the day. After this, I will save the character and come back tomorrow to finish it. But I will get the rune before ending, of course. This Vampire Knight is kind of getting absolutely dumpstered. Yeah, beautiful. So it's this ending with Vampire Knights, huh? It's kind of funny how scary the normal vampire was earlier in the game, because it did give me some serious trouble. It's probably one of the scariest things that I fought in the early game, that one vampire. And then these vampire knights in swamp, which is like earlier than they're supposed to generate, are not being nearly as scary. 48 with its weapon and bite for 15. Hmm. 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 Are you standing on water? Oh, you are standing on water, so I can just scorch you to death. Shouts to Scorch. Man, Scorch is so good. Scorch is such a insanely strong spell. Um, I would mind if it gets nerfed, but I would also understand if it was to get nerfed, because it's just so incredible. I wish more spells were like Scorch instead of less spells being like Scorch. That's always been my idea. Oh, by the way, perhaps I shouldn't be meleeing this 27-headed Hydra zombie. Oh, it's gonna swim through the water and catch up to me again. There's not much that I can do about it. Yes, it's doing it. This would be the time where I would be using this spell on that, but I never trained for that. Yeah, Lerny zombie. If there's many zombies that you can tap, especially with this character, but not Lerny zombie. Definitely not that. I have Phantom Mirror. I have Phantom Mirror. Okay, we're gonna be using that. It unfortunately got placed in the back. If it had gotten placed here or here, would have been significantly better here. Perhaps it would have gotten one shot, but in the back, it's just gonna like play catch up to the zombie, which is gonna be annoying. I would like to not be at half HP. Perhaps use Potion of Tree. Potion of Tree is dangerous. It is a dangerous proposition, but it gives me a lot of tankiness to be able to survive the Hydra alongside 50% extra HP on top of my already gargantuan HP. 27 times for 14 damage each. I think that Potion of Tree will get the job done. Yeah, let's go for it. 30 armor class, -2 evasion. And I don't really lose any of my resistances, so everything is still fine. Well, I guess I do lose one pip of willpower, but that's fine. Okay, 27-headed Hydra zombie. Show me what you're capable of. 11 damage. The Hydra does not get malmutated because it's undead. It's my HP is dropping, which is worrisome. Yeah, my HP shouldn't drop when I'm in tree form. I'm getting constricted by the Shambling Mangrove. That also helps when it comes to the whole losing HP thing. Ha! Look at that! I got a low HP warning and I still have 3 digits HP. Man, ogres are great. Ogres are so awesome. Who would play a cat? Cats don't really get this kind of benefit that they're so low on HP that the game is telling them, hey, you're gonna die, but they're still at 3 digits HP. In fact, it's the other way around. Cats can be at full HP and they're still at any given point at a dire risk of dying. So yeah, that's just painful. Mm. By the way, soon I'll make the new tier lists for 0.30. As always, you already know, but like it's entirely subjective. Everything in those are things that they're more like an illustration of how I look at the game, more than an objective like claim that these things are invariably stronger than these other things. With that being said, cat will absolutely be at the bottom once again. Like I don't think anyone will be surprised by that. I did play some cats during the development version because I got some very generous donations that enabled me to do such a thing. Rithrin, if you're watching, thank you for that again. But yeah, it's not something that I would normally play. What's up with this bolt? Why is there a Thailand leech guarding a club and a great sword? Is it supposed to be like some kind of reference to something? I mean, it's a weird bolt. Great sword too, because like if it was a long sword, it would be like a reference to the Arthurian myth, right? But a great sword. No idea what it is. Great sword and a cloth. Great sword and a cloth. No idea. Do you swim? Because it's resistant to drowning, so it probably does swim. It was catching up to me on the water real quick. Anyway, I want to get some ground on it. Killing this guy is difficult. I don't have Crystal Spear yet. Been thinking about also training spellcasting and summonings, so I can get Servitor. You know, I've been dedicating a lot of experience to getting Crystal Spear castable, but I have not seen any returns on it yet. I'm starting to think that perhaps the experience was better spent elsewhere. I, after all, do have some other spells that would have been nice. How am I going to deal with this ghoul? We are in an awkward situation where, unfortunately, I don't have enough HP to deal with this guy. I have minus Swift, but it is... Why do I have minus Swift? Oh! I think that the water cancels the swiftness. Does it also cancel the minus Swift? It did. It did. Like I'm not walking slowly. Oh yeah, it does. It would be so messed up if it's stacked with the slowness of the water. Mm. Another shambling mangrove. We should have already gotten rid of literally everything that there is to kill in this level, so we should be approaching the bolt, the rune bolt. So turn hunters are weak to fire. Flame slash the turn hunter, but do no damage 2 turns in a row. With it doesn't even have that much fire resistance, or like that much armor class. I meant. Fighting 2 of these guys at the same time is pretty scary. They can get some explosive damage in, even though they're like ranged attack only does 3 dice of 18. It still can get very much out of control. Okay, I know the rune is not over there. The rune is over here. Yep. I don't know if it's random actually, but every time that I've gotten this bolt, the rune is not on the same side as the Oklov plant. So there's not really a lot of incentive to go for the Oklov plants. Unless there's more loot, but I don't think there's loot. Like last time I did that, I tried to check if there was loot, and I ended up being extremely disappointed with my results. So I'm not going to this time. Another turn hunter. Okay, that's gonna be the way to send away the stream. We can kill this guy. Stop doing that. I'm gonna wait around the corner. So turn hunters are already weak to fire, but I don't think that giving them any extra weakness to fire is effective. I think that they work exactly like the player does, where if you have 1 pip of weakness to something and 2 or more pips of weakness to something, it's just like still gonna deal the same amount of damage. Which is pretty bad, by the way. You should try to remediate that as much as possible, as soon as possible. Anyway, we got the rune. Let's go to bolts, but that's gonna be for tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow so we can finish this character. It's looking strong, but it is in the cusp of greatness. Normally with characters like this that are waiting for like a significant power spike in the form of something like Crystal Spear, I have issues like immediately before getting to the power spike. I don't think that I could consider what happened in Swamp to be like that much of an issue. There was one situation where I had to use 1 scroll blinking and that's it. Normally the kind of issues that I'm thinking of is like me flailing around at 20 HP trying to survive while being surrounded by enemies after a teleport failed. And yeah, that kind of thing fortunately hasn't happened to this character. Gonna grab that blink. Yes, go d4. Better to do that right now because I would have absolutely forgotten about it. Got necrotized and bam drain. Could have definitely making use of. It could have definitely given a lot of use to those earlier. Specifically Bamp Drain. Like cast a bunch of Bamp Drain and then if the monster is still alive and only have 1 mana, go for the finishing kiss of death. I would have, like that would have changed the way the character would look right now so drastically, but unfortunately the level had grinders, so I was forced away from it. This level has some pretty good stuff. I think it even had it had the temple, it had that, and it also had another good item. Ring of Willpower, I think. Oh no, it had the ring of the amulet of regen, right? No, it didn't. I don't remember what else it had, but it had something good. Anyway, I'm glad to see that the character has been going so well. Very pleased to be doing so well with this character. I will come back tomorrow so I can finish it and maybe start a Jin Reaver. I have very high hopes for Jin Reaver. Let me tell you. The main weakness of Reaver is that the spells are not spammable, so you kind of have to melee instead of doing the superior thing, which is casting spells. So Jin offsets that weakness by literally getting spells from the very beginning of the game. Like by D2, you are gonna have one new spell at the very least, probably two. Um, which is fantastic. Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, as I said already. Let's go find someone to wraith. Once again, thank you, Neuroactivo, for the subscription. I appreciate it. I am pretty sure you already went to bed, but in case you are watching this, if in case you're watching the video on demand, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. If you enjoy what you see on the stream, you should consider following, subscribing, that kind of thing. It does help me, and I do appreciate it a lot. I guess you could even go as far as to say that I kind of need it. Um, but I don't know. Like, the definition of need is kind of subjective. Um, I guess more accurately, you could say that I want it because I don't want to need it in the future. Um, yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. But anyway, let's see who we can rate.